What's up, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite wrestling podcast. It is the Monday Night Wave, baby. We back with another episode. You know what I'm talking about. This one is our special episode about AEW Revolution, but we're gonna be mixing in, some regular, weekly wrestling. Raw was big, SmackDown had some big shit happen. AEW had a pretty solid Dynamite. But we'll get into all that. I'll go by Jay, your host, the lonely one, aka Podbreaker, aka Podson Reed, aka Podman Page. Actually, time out, stop that, new nickname alert, Podwell Jacob Friedman, because I pod better than you and you know it. Alright? But I wouldn't be anything without my team, my host, Mr. DT. Go ahead and take it away from here.
What it do? It's DT, the OTC, the other co-host of the Monday Night Wave, your foreseer, prognosticator, the prophet. I see everything, calling all the shots. You know what I just realized with this? I don't have like 19 monikers like both of y'all. Both of y'all got like 37 monikers. Y'all switch it up every time. I got a nice cool starting 5. I think I'm gonna stay with that.
All you need.
But anyway,
that's cool.
You know what I'm saying? We back and we doing things a little out of order this time. Because somebody has something to say, and I'm sure he has quite a bit to say. We have literally stomped on Seth Rollins' neck for the last 2 weeks, and we were able to get a lot of shit off. Not a single pop.
Big pop on the shirt.
Oh, okay, there it is.
big pop.
That's right.
Monday Night Wave, don't you dare! Beast! Wait, no, that's not my intro. I think it's this one. Goodbye and good night, mwah, and bet. No, that's not my intro either. It's Monday Night Wave. Hero is in your eardrums. No, that's not it. My bad, you guys. I got it. I'm sorry. Finally, Hero has come back. No, that's damn sure not it. It has to be this one. He is a wild card. He is the king of gorgeous. He is Mr. Sexy Ass Lottery. He is Hero, and he is back. And you're right. I'm gonna get my quick little bloodline segment going on because I have a story to tell. I got some shit to address. You guys want to know why people keep trying to little bro him? It's because they don't have any other insults besides saying, "Oh, you're wearing your wife's clothes." It's because they're lazy. DT, your guy. I've seen him more this last week on the video game than I've seen him in the last 2 goddamn years. And speaking of 2 years, this is the second WrestleMania program he has a hard time showing up to build. Maybe he's brushing up his veneers. Who the fuck knows? But I know you're not gonna come at my guy like that. And Jay, your guy, just plain sucks. Matter of fact, we get to talk about a nice little stinker of a main event that he put on, and also he took DT's guys promo bar for bar, probably because he can't get up any good ideas besides from watching movies and TV shows. So again, keep Kobe Lopez out your fucking mouth while I'm not on the show.
He's back, ladies and gentlemen. He's back.
Hey, you said all of that just to remind everybody that even if Roman shows up 10 times less than Seth Rollins, he is still the face of your company. Yeah. Acknowledge your tribal chief.
I will always acknowledge my tribal chief. All right. The vacation was nice. Did a lot of drinking, a lot of dancing. It was a party resort. I wasn't able to watch any graps, but I still stayed tapped in because graps is life where I'm at. Met a cool couple. This dude's name is John. He was a Roman Reigns fan also, so I was like, I gotta show you DT and put him on the pod and whatnot. So shout out to John and Chelsea. They were newlyweds, and
that's what's up. Shout out to them. Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, I have it made me think of a question I have for you, Jay, real quick. Have you and your lady ever walked on the beach, and not like Oregon Coast Beach, like a warm beach? Okay, because I was listening to the Elimination Chamber episode as I was walking the beach, drink in hand, of course. And There's a reason why I call you potable chocolate, because it made my loins tingle. Yeah. Your
Christ.
your voice on a beach. I highly recommend it to everybody. It was good shit. But yeah, no, I missed you guys, and yeah, both episodes were great, and yeah, I'm glad to be back. Okay, so March 11th, Tuesday, I had a dream about AEW. This is not a bit. This is real life. Because I have a dream journal and I write all this shit down. In the dream, and I promise you, this is not a joke. In the dream, it was in a gymnasium. That's not a shot. I can't control my subconscious. AEW.
How many people was
it?
there?
It was a decent. No, it was a lot. Okay, it was a decent amount of people. The ring was blue. The ropes were blue for whatever reason, but it had like that old school, metal guardrail. And Moxley and his people, the Death Riders, they're out in the ring, and somehow they did they got it signed in a contract that no other wrestler can cut promos. Only they can cut promos. So then,
this is a detailed dream.
So I have a dream roll. so then, Cope, Willow, FTR, they come out, they brawl, and they scare the Death Riders off a little bit. And Moxley's like 6 feet away from me. He's doing his little huffing, and it's an audio medium. You guys can't see the face I was making, but y'all know that Moxley face when he does his shoulders like this too. But and then Cope is like, yeah, you try to stop us from talking, but you can't stop the pride of AEW. And then he's like, I re-looked at this contract, and it says you are allowed to gather and speak if you label it a conference. So I'm labeling this a conference. And they cut a promo in the fucking ring. And I woke up so upset because even in my subconscious, I could not book this show better. And that's the dream.
We can't cut promos, so we got to set up as a conference.
Yeah.
And I can talk in a conference. That is fucking funny, bro. Jesus fucking shit. All right, people. To the show we go. First on the list here, it looks like Tony Khan and Nick Nemeth, a brother of Dolph Ziggler. Or no, Ryan Nemeth.
Ryan Nemeth.
Who the fuck?
Brother
Ryan Nemeth. There
Ryan Nemeth, brother of Nick
Ryan
Nemeth.
Brother of Nick Nemeth. They're seemingly trying to head to arbitration with their deal or their court case, which was the CM Punk abuse and the AEW abuse, where like they were telling him that or wanting him to cut promos against Punk to kind of like aggravate the situation and his relationship between Punk and whatnot. So it looks like AEW is trying to go to arbitration and kind of like handle that under the table. Like I said, if Ryan can prove whatever happened, excuse me, get paid, my nigga, get paid. In the words of my man, Young Dolph.
Is that a pun?
From here.
That's a nice callback.
Yeah.
That was good. That was good.
From here, we found out that Luchasaurus is backstage at Revolution. Shout out to Luchasaurus for coming back. He was dealing with pneumonia, and that was a really scary time because they were talking about he just collapsed and whatnot. They didn't know what the hell was going on. So happy to hear that Luchasaurus is back on the mend.
Did it say he was cleared, or was he just like backstage?
He was just backstage.
We
didn't get any clear talk, nothing like that.
He had
I did.
He had like a super pneumonia, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it's called super pneumonia, but it was like double pneumonia. Like he had a different variation. So yeah, it is good to see him or hear that he's back. Not physically see him, but yeah, it's good to see him. Yeah.
Also backstage is Wardlow. Apparently Wardlow's still dealing with injuries, so that's why he hasn't been used. I think I was reading something from SRS, and he was talking about Wardlow isn't not cleared yet. So we'll see where that goes. That would kind of make sense why we haven't seen him. And last but not least, what you got?
Oh, nothing.
You want to say?
No. I just wish. Well, now that you brought it, no, I was just smacking my lips. But I wish that they would have told us that he had an injury. It's very similar to me. Right. To me, it's kind of similar to what happened with Jade, where like WWE or whatever, they were denying it, but it seemed pretty evident that something serious at least happened, whether it was a family member thing or whether she was actually injured. Because all I remember with Wardlow is that he just disappeared, and no
Right.
articles came out, nothing about a knee or nothing. He just kind of like disappeared, very similar to what happened with Camille and some other talent. So it's I guess I would say it's good to know that he's injured, which sounds fucked up, but I mean it in the sense that it's good to know that like there's a actual reason he's not being seen.
A reason.
Yeah, there's actually a reason behind it.
Absolutely. Especially with the stock that they put in Wardlow. Like AEW had put a lot of stock in the Wardlow. He was doing the powerbomb symphonies. Like he was, for a moment there in 2020, 2021, he was fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
So, like I said, glad that there's a reason. Last but not least, they came out with a little report this week that Paul Heyman may be directly in contact with Braun Breaker as far as like coaching. I wanted to get you guys' input on how do we feel about Paul Heyman coaching Braun Breaker, and what does that look like? What do you want to see from
that? It's interesting that this came out as a report because I want to say 2023, before Braun came up to the main roster, there was, I think, at least one that I can remember in my mind. There was one backstage segment with Paul Heyman and Braun Breaker at NXT. So I don't think that this is something that just happened. I think this is something that's been in the works. And I think it's great foreshadowing for like seeing where Paul Heyman's going to go next. Obviously, he's in the midst of the Bloodline saga, but he always seems to pick the right talent to be on display and to push. And to get people invested in. And so whoever Paul Heyman is generally around is going to be the next big thing, no pun intended. So
that's a fact.
Yeah. To further on that point, to everything to what DT said, but also I would like to say that maybe we shouldn't get our hopes up. Like, coaching behind the scenes doesn't necessarily mean they'll be on-screen characters together. And I feel like that's a thing that's been happening for a while. Like him coaching, like he used to help with Ronda Rousey. Like he helps a lot backstage. I'm sure there's other people that can easily say like, yeah, Paul Heyman helps coach me, or he get like, I don't know. I feel like there's been a lot of people that say, oh, I come to him for advice on this promo I'm about to cut or whatever. So in the umbrella sense of that, all of that, it's cool to see him talk to younger talent and teach younger talent and give pointers to younger talent, even if they're not going to be on-screen characters. I could easily see those two being on-screen characters together, though. Like it seems like easy money, But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But it is cool to be like, yeah, I mean, he's getting help from Paul Heyman, and like the Rocket's already been strapped to him like since his first showing in NXT. True. Like like in like 6 years they want to make him like the next Roman, essentially, or at some point, type of thing. So yeah. It can only go up from there.
Yeah, I definitely agree. When I saw it, it just makes sense. Like we said, we agree with the same points of that. Braun Breaker is like the next like star, like superstar. And I was like, Paul Heyman gonna find him another spear. He gonna find somebody. If it's not Roman, all right, I'm gonna find the next best one, and it's fucking Braun Breaker.
All ex-football players except for Punk, I think. All ex-football players.
He know what he's doing. Like, I think it's kind of cool. Braun has a crazy gimmick, although, like, you got to be careful with Braun, because if Braun gets too popular, he gets too hot. He's too hot too early, and so I understand the moments where we'd be frustrated. We're like, where the hell is Braun Breaker? But Braun can get over really fucking quickly. The bark nigga is already a thing. The spear at the fastest spear ever. Like, he's doing, if he does that shit weekly, it's going to start fucking up trajectory for some like stories, because you can be forced to like move in certain directions. But eventually, when that motherfucker's off the loose or out like just off the leash and able to go, it's a wrap, bro. Like, he's out of
That's 2 for 2 with you with puns, and we're only 15 minutes in. I think you might be heating up.
No,
I would. What's up?
Hey, hold on, real quick. I did say. Well, actually, I didn't say. I am Mr. Respect the Jumper. All right, so just let me shoot. All right.
Oh my fucking goodness! All right. Last point to add to the Braun Breaker thing. He did have an interaction, obviously, with Roman at the Royal Rumble, and Roman took that spear from him. So that could be a story in itself of him being the one to take Roman down eventually, like when it's Roman's time to quote unquote pass the torch. If he don't have another little cousin. What year is it? It's 2025. I'm sure Rikishi just had a baby maybe 5 years ago, so there might be another one on the way. But
it's already so many, bro. Like you saw that tree, you saw that PowerPoint.
He said Jacob got 12 kids himself. Somebody coming.
I mean, there's
but I think they all girls. They all girls.
That was also
not that they
fun.
can't.
Yeah,
Damn, this boy is on fire. All right. That boy is shooting.
That was unintentional. I promise you. It wasn't supposed to. It was respect, yo. With all respect, it was an accident. Okay. Oh fuck. Shit. Before we get into Revolution, we're gonna do a quick little recap of this week. A lot of stuff happened on this Monday Night Raw, and we won't dive too deep into it. I will start off with the one I do not like the most. AJ and Logan. How we feeling about that, man? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a fuck no for me. Do I understand it? Yes, because Logan Paul, you gotta have him on the show. Do I want to see it? Absolutely not. And I definitely don't want to see it with Andrew Schultz. But that's just me personally. That's just me.
Yeah, fuck Andrew Schultz.
No comment.
And did you see the rumors that they're contemplating having a roast after Mania, and they're contemplating bringing in the comedian? I can't remember his name. It's like Tyler. It's the dude who called Puerto Rico a floating thing of trash during one of the damn election things. And it's like, you guys are like, I know you're like this company's super hot, but you guys are also playing it very close to the fucking sun, like with bringing Hogan, bringing in dirtbag Andrew, and then you try and bring this other dirtbag who's clearly racist, and hides behind, oh, I'm just a comedian. Like, I don't know, you guys are playing a little too, I don't know, flying a little too close to the sun, in my opinion, with adding a bunch of people that are cancelable, quote unquote, or just people that are problematic or deemed not good people. But
problematic to who? That's the question, though. Is that like problematic to who?
To us? To those damn libtards. We gotta stay away from the woke. But to go back,
Pokemania.
To go back to what you're saying, or the prompt of the question, I think look, AJ Styles has a bad. Jeez, AJ Styles has a bad track record at WrestleMania. To keep it a buck, like he only has like one or two good matches. I think Logan has the potential to give him a good match. As far as this program goes, I'm not really interested, and I don't think there's anything they can do to necessarily make me interested in it. But if that's what they're going to give us, I don't know.
That'll be the go to the restroom match. And no disrespect to AJ Styles, by the way. No disrespect to AJ Styles.
Damn.
He literally came out this past week
community.
And said he only got the gay community, and said he only got.
If you guys don't know that, if you don't know, for context, if you don't know the joke, go to YouTube, go to AJ Styles, the gay community, it'll pop up.
It was
the funniest shit in the world.
It was the greatest 2 minutes of audio.
Like DT was on the joke like years before he even watched wrestling. That's how funny it was.
It's like every time you hear it, bro, you laugh at it like it's the first time. Cause like, what the fuck happened here?
He said, AJ, how do you feel about your fans in the gay community? The gay community?
With the accent and the twang and everything. It was like he was so not ready for that.
He didn't know how to answer that. He didn't know how to hold on to that. He was trying to figure his way out the box.
Bro, he was so caught off guard. That shit is so funny.
But hey, he is the phenomenal one.
But continue.
Definitely the phenomenal
continue your answer. I'm sorry to.
I don't even remember what it was. Oh, no. AJ said he was going to be retiring before 50. And I think he's 46, 47.
I want to say he's 48.
So he said he will for sure.
It's one of them.
I got it.
He said that he will for sure be done before 50.
47.
Yeah. So I was right. So he's got 2 years left. He'll probably be out of here about 49. He wants to retire, live his life. You got to remember, he did a lot of wrestling everywhere else.
Yeah.
So
Japan, TNA, and he did a lot of crazy shit during his TNA days. As far as
AJ was ROH too, AJ been everywhere, bro.
Yeah. So hopefully he gets one last crack at something before he's out of there. Put somebody over. I'm sure he won't have a problem with it.
Okay. Wait, before we transition, because this has to do with the last 2 segments. Okay, so
that's another one.
Jeez. So a couple weeks ago, they teased we had different face-offs, but because we talked about it on the episode, they teased maybe AJ and Braun, and we were like, oh, that'd be hype. How would you? Okay, they teased Penta and Braun. They teased Braun with couple people for a couple weeks, and then they seemed to cool down on that. But how would you feel if we get a multi-man IC match and Logan and AJ are attached to it? Or do you think that this is going to be a separate program? Because right now it's looking like a separate program, but they also at the same time did tease shit last month or whatever.
Well, due to the Logan's social media, and we know that social media is a big thing right now in the WWE and in the numbers and whatnot, they're going to set up some kind of spot within the single, the one-on-one match. And you can do it in a multi, but I think for them it would work better in a 1v1 rather than in in a fatal 4-way or a triple threat. Whether that's him bringing out KSI, whether that's a big prime bottle rolling down the entrance, I don't know. But there's going to be some kind of spot that there's specifically orchestrating for a Logan Paul match, and maybe they don't want to add other outliers to be a part of that. At least that's my opinion on
that. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a way you can do a multi-man spot that'll be a social media moment with 3 of them. And the only thing I can think of that I think would be relatively cool, and I'm not sure how they would do it, but both AJ and Logan suicide dive outside of the ring at Braun, and Braun spears them both. That's the only thing I could think of that would be safe, relatively safe. But
I got one.
I don't know how I feel about the match in itself.
Okay, it is because also it looks like Finn Balor is going to be attached to this IC2, so who knows if it's going to be a triple threat or multi-man. But as far as that spot, you have someone in the middle. You have Logan getting ready to do the buckshot lariat. You have AJ on the other side doing the phenomenal forearm. The dude in the middle ducks.
Thought about that.
And then a buckshot lariat into a phenomenal forearm. That would be a cool spot.
Yeah.
I thought about that. I think it would be too close to the Ricochet and Logan spot from Royal Rumble 2022. 2023.
Yeah, but I mean, they ran that. They ran that shit back in their own match, and then they ran the Adam Cole kicking Ricochet twice already on the other show. People like to run back spots. And this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's the what have you done for me lately? We're not really. Yes, the Ricochet Logan spot was fucking amazing, but now it's okay, we're in 2025. Just give me something. It don't got to be as crazy as that, but give me something to fill the void. I was gonna say, speaking of cracks and whatnot, did y'all check out God damn it, not like that, man. Did y'all check out JD's interview with Van Vliet?
Yeah.
I've only seen pieces of it.
Yeah, I didn't listen to the whole thing, but there is a part of that I kind of want to talk about that goes to one of the matches that we talk about later, but we'll see if we even get there. But
yeah, I think he was talking about and described the accident and and how his bones felt like Rice Krispies, and I was like,
oh yeah,
okay, yeah, that's probably not when you probably get up like, damn, this don't feel full or whole. But just how much of a freak accident, like, that was, and him still being out, him being a great, like, not a great sport, I hate that term, but like just being a true pro and wanting to like finish the match, even though I'm heavily against it because of just health and whatnot. But in his mind, he's like, the audience, paid to see the show. I'm going to finish, the match and whatnot. So like, shout out to JD, like that. It was a crazy spot. He definitely finished the match. A true pro. Definitely check out the interview if you guys haven't. Like, they were talking, for a while, and JD kind of goes through like, his relationship with Finn and how long he's known Finn, wrestling in Ireland and whatnot. Like, definitely check that out. No plug needed or nothing like that. Let's talk about this cage match. Let's talk about it. CM Punk, Seth freaking Rollins, Madison Square Garden.
We can't say freaking anymore, apparently.
Yeah, I saw that. They took away his freaking.
Yeah, they took away everyone's extra shit, which is kind of because Big Bronson Reed was fire, and then Dirty Dom is probably the most fire name ever. So I'm still going to call him Dirty Dom. I don't give a shit. But yeah.
Yeah, and Seth freaking Rollins.
Freaking fucking Franklin. We'll figure it out. Maybe not
freaking fucking Franklin.
Yeah, not.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
not
in that order.
Freaking
Franklin.
That man. Hey, he pulled up the PH, the PH. You're not on vacation no more. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. This episode is something else. Suspect. First 30 minutes, we're going crazy.
Can't stop, won't stop. Hitty. Okay. Let's bring it back to this cage match. How do we feel about it? What's the initial
match of the
response
year,
to
it? That's how I feel.
Match of the year?
I know I said that about their Jan 6 match. And I'm going to say that anytime they get in the ring together. Pause.
Actually, it's okay. All right.
That shit was heat, bro. I was standing up and pacing in my living room. Like, I was actually standing up like it was you watching a football game and you got 2 minutes to score and your team got the ball. I was standing up. Like, that match got me so. And if you as a wrestling fan, if you're standing up, the match. Like, to you, that match is different. To somebody else, this is like, why is this nigga standing up? Like, we're watching the same match. But to me, that shit was. That's that goosebumps.
I will say, I think this is like within the past within the past like 6 months. I think wasn't DT standing up at some point? I could have sworn we got on this pod. This man was standing up doing like the Roman, like when Tribal Chief came out. It was SummerSlam or something. I don't know. At some point, I remember DT was somewhere standing up.
Because you were talking about
you did say that you were standing up. So apparently, y'all favorites just get y'all to like stand up. I won't say that it was like match of the year quality for me, but it was very, very like that last half of the match was super hype, super entertaining, bro. Like, I was very well sports entertained.
I have to challenge you.
What?
Because to this point, we only 3 months into the year, so technically, unless you can name a better match up to this point, it might be match of the year.
You don't want to ask me that question.
He got like 3 matches on this show. He could probably name them that is better to him, including the main event.
Wait. No. I know what his match of the year is. His match of the year is the unsanctioned match
with like KO and Sammy.
Yeah,
in WWE, yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, fair. Well, wait a minute, because now I want to know.
It's probably this cage match. The other one. It's probably Ospreay and
nah.
Ooh, okay.
No, it's got to be.
No. I got a list.
And it's a Swerve match.
I got a list. Hold on. You wish it was a Swerve match, nigga.
No, it's Tony. It's Tony. He's smart. No, Aloner's smart. I'm gonna give him some credit. It's Tony.
Toni Storm.
It's got to be Tony. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
As far as like this year,
Match of the year. It's 2025. We only 3 months.
nigga, what is your favorite match of 2025? That's what he's asking.
Damn, he's trying to pull back from last
but I don't know if this nigga's like joking or he trolling me right now. Nah, bro, my match of the year is Kenny and Gabe Kidd, top of the year in January. I ain't seen nothing better than that. But y'all don't watch New Japan, so don't get on me. All right, I told you what my favorite match was of WWE, and y'all niggas looked at me like, well, what's better? Don't ask me, nigga. Just go watch the shit for yourself, and then you can come talk to me.
Honestly, listen, I'm offended. Gabe Kidd? You
didn't watch the match.
Bruh.
If you watched the goddamn match, you would know. And that's on.
I mean, YouTube.
No. You ain't got to. I get. Y'all got the sauce now.
Wait, what?
You can go.
Okay.
I ain't trying to throw everything out there on the net.
I heard,
but y'all got the play now. All right.
I heard you got the soft now, and I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
Hey, what they do to you on vacation?
It's what he did to himself. That's what happens.
That man got. What kind of lotion you put on?
Mostly cocoa butter. Was it like but
and Johnson
from the store.
Oil?
Yeah, it better not have been mixed with nothing.
No,
that's where the freak off happens.
No.
Nigga. Like, we gotta relax.
No, but I did ride a mechanical bull. That shit was dope.
Okay,
no, wait, time out. Pause. Elaborate on this. You went on vacation and got on a mechanical bull?
Yeah, it was free. And I always wanted to ride a mechanical bull. I don't. And I got sixth place because I only lasted like 21, 22 seconds. I mean, it wasn't for a prize or anything, but yeah.
Was there a leaderboard?
No, we were keeping track on our own as a crowd.
Got it.
Oh, and I also did like an obstacle course. I won money on that one though, but it was resort money, so it was essentially like getting Disney dollars.
Fair. It wasn't like real money.
Usher bucks.
You
was getting Usher bucks.
Yeah, they were Usher bucks essentially. In fact, I got it in my wallet. But yeah, wait, what are we talking about? Okay, this cage match.
The cage match. How we felt about it, nigga.
So I really liked it. Obviously, besides Seth bias, to me, it felt like a real fight. Like it felt like a fight. Like you can tell. Yeah. Like they don't like
There's
each other.
There's some chemistry here.
I mean, the chemistry is amazing. The chemistry was amazing on Jan 6. I mean, damn, I hate saying it. Netflix debut, or was that the week after the Netflix? Their first match on Netflix.
No.
It was they had chemistry. The EC match, or when they had the spots during Elimination Chamber, they have chemistry. This match, it felt like a fight. It's like the story and the psychology and the story within the match, where one opens the door is like, all right, take your ass out. You want to get this the easy way, and then it's like, nah, I don't want to win this the easy way. I want to beat your ass. And they keep beating each other's ass. We got some good false finishes. Some GTS, some stomps. The Seth does an STF, which is a callback to the Chamber. Fucking Punk does the Anaconda Vice. They both do the door thing. We get a suplex. It looks like it's on top of the cage, but that's an illusion. It was really top rope, but the way that it looked like it was from on top of the cage. If you based on the way that they filmed it, cool drone shots while they were fighting on top of the cage before that said spot. What else am I missing? And then obviously the big pop at the end. OTC gets his receipts, and then you get to see the story afterwards too, where he sees fucking Heyman damn near giving Punk CPR, and he's like, "The fuck are you doing this thing?" And he beats his ass too. So like, I don't know. Yeah, for me, beginning to end, it was a pay-per-view quality match. Like that could have been the main event of a pay-per-view, but they gave it to us on a Monday Night Raw. So maybe like if you want to break it down for TV show matches and not pay-per-view matches, I think that's probably the best TV show match that has definitely happened within this couple months. Okay,
I like that. Do we think Punk is before we get to DT and like his take on it? I know he got some shit to say. Is Punk invincible? I done seen this man kick out of so many goddamn finishers and spots. Like he might be more shielded than Jacob Fatu.
I knew he was gonna say that.
He is, nigga.
I mean, fuck. Yo, because when y'all was on the pod, because I didn't get to watch EC until I got back. And when you guys were talking, because I was on the beach listening to you, and then when you were like, "Oh, he kicked out of the stomp and whatever else," I'm like, "Are you fucking serious?" I could not. I was so. I texted. I texted both of you individually. I think about how pissed I was. I was like, "How he kicked out of a stomp and what the fuck?" Jay, you have a point. Like he's protected as fuck. Like he's kicking out. Like granted, in this particular match, they both kicked out of each other's finishers and their own finishers, and it played to that story. But as an overall, if we're talking about all his matches, like the Drew stuff till now, he's protected as fuck.
I'm like, this nigga is immortal. Like it don't matter what your finisher is. It don't matter. 3 crossroads, he's kicking out. 3 spears, Superman punch, he gonna kick out of that shit.
Nah, 3 spears.
He will take a pile driver from Kevin Owens and kick out.
I mean, on the other show, he for sure would kick out of a power driver. But
yeah, I'm talking about this show.
Yeah, as far as this show goes, I was seconds away from buying Seth a gun. I was gonna ship it straight to the. I am sick of Phil. But the right man won for good reasons, because tribal chief business.
Okay. All right, our resident OTC liaison.
All right.
We got the United Nations, and they got the liaison DT representing the island of relevancy.
Mm-hmm.
Do they got free healthcare in the island relevancy? Like, how they government right now?
I don't know. Once I get some, I'm in a probationary period.
Gotcha.
If you're not down since day one, then you gotta build up some time. So I'm still building up some time.
I got you. Okay.
Respect.
Just let me know. I'm trying to convert this USD into yeet money.
Hey, as long as they don't put me on trial, I'll be all right. That's where it gets shaky.
For sure.
Yeah. The match was fire. I mean, Hero said anything that anyone could say about the match, so the match was fire. I liked Roman and music not coming or not going when he came out. That was fire. Because you could just hear the anticipation and the buildup of the crowd. And it's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. There's still a stair. I mean, there's still a stomp on the stairs that needs to happen. It's not enough. Kendrick said it best. It's not enough.
Yeah, I mean, he got a semi lick back.
Nah, he didn't get it all the way back. He did not get it all the way back.
He got it all the way back. Seth gave him 2 stomps. Seth got a Superman punch, a spear, and a stomp.
Did he get a spear on the steps?
No, but whose fault is that? Roman, he was talking too much. He was like, "Just call my man a hoe" and all this other shit. And you took too long. That's why security came out.
Told that nigga to bite steel. He said, "Now you're gonna bite steel." So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it's not enough. It's not enough.
Have we ever seen Paul Heyman this caring about somebody? Like,
the
tribal chief.
Yeah. So like when that man the camera pan, bro, he looked, and like you should get the glimpse of like Paul Heyman like not caressing, pause, but like just looking at CM Punk. It's like, hey, yo,
it's something that you see in like an anime or a movie where it's like, the fallen hero. It's, oh my god, what happened to you?
Yeah,
he was almost about to resuscitate him, goddamn near, and that's why Roman crashed out. He's like, what the fuck, brother?
Crashed out,
and respectfully so, as he should have.
You have things. He looked in the ring and was like, that's cute. You have things fucked up. You must have forgot who you're supposed to be with. So let me politely remind you. The thing that I like the most is the look on Paul Heyman's face as CM Punk was getting the shit beat out of him. Because it wasn't the fact that, well, to me, it wasn't the fact that CM Punk was getting the shit beat out of him. It was the fact that CM Punk was getting the shit beat out of him. And what I mean is that ass whooping, quick little subtle ass whooping, had to remind Paul Heyman where he's supposed to be aligned. And he has to remember that could happen to me. Right now, Roman is good. He not really on the warpath. He's just solely focused on, getting a little revenge. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it that way. So I think the shock and the disappointment, or the fear rather, the shock and the fear on Paul Heyman's face as he watched the best in the world get beat to hell in about 4 seconds was a subtle reminder of what Roman could do.
Do we think that, hypothetically, well, not hypothetically, but as it remains right now, it looks like, or as it stands right now, the triple threat's probably going to happen. As of right now, that's what it looks like. Does Paul Heyman get involved? Does Paul Heyman sabotage the tribal chief? Do we see that he prevents the beating from happening? Like they like to foreshadow things. And maybe, like, is there any kind of foreshadowing with, like, I let you attack Punk in the cage. I can't let you attack him at this moment. Do we expect something to happen there?
There will be we still don't know what the favor is, even though I believe the favor is Paul's representation when Punk decides that he wants it. And when it comes down to these three individuals in the ring, they're all tethered. They're all tied together. And this is past the last 6 months. But this is when it's going to come into play for sure. If I had to bet house money on it, it'll be one of two things. Either Roman comes out somehow, some way by himself at WrestleMania, and CM Punk comes out with Paul Heyman, or Paul Heyman interferes with CM Punk getting his ass beat by Roman. Which will then probably cause Seth to go over, which would be a shocker.
I mean, my prediction is that Heyman interferes, and that's what the favor is interference. In the chat, I said, like, maybe because it's a triple threat, there are no technical rules, but that doesn't mean there needs to be weapons. We've seen triple threats without weapons. Maybe that's when my quote unquote prediction was like CM Punk asked Heyman to hand me the chair. I'm gonna smash your Chief's head in, or some shit like that, and that's what the favor is. Either way, I think the favor is having him win this match. Whatever that favor is, I think it's going to give him the W.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna see. I think they said next week on SmackDown, Roman's supposed to show up. So we'll see what happens there. So if Roman's showing up, Punk's showing up, I wouldn't be surprised if the Revolutionary is not far behind. He's
gonna be there.
Yeah, he will be there.
The moment CM Punk goes to open his mouth, burn it down is going to happen
immediately. Speaking of SmackDown, real quick, how we feel about Big Jim going after the U.S. tag titles?
I think it makes sense in the long run. I don't think he'll take it off at LA Knight.
No, I'm just fucking with him because he's like, oh, I'm going for these U.S. tag
titles. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, this is first single.
Live TV,
this is first single run. You got to get used to saying title and not titles. This is gotta.
It reminded me of your goddamn Jey Uso rant. I used to be a tag team guy. It's like he's still a tag team guy in his head. So,
bro, when you've been doing something for 15 years, bro,
I'm just a tag team guy, man.
Listen,
they said I couldn't do it. But at WrestleMania, I'm a yee, yeah.
4 words, 1 letter. Yee.
I can't wait to find out what day this match is on, so I can make sure I'm not watching it.
I love Jey Uso. I love the Usos.
You're not.
It's just a promo
No. On that day, bro. No. It's not happening.
Christ.
It's not happening.
Oh,
Sorry.
fuck, that's fucking funny.
You about to ruin a historical moment.
I'm a yeet, bro. What you talking about? I'm gonna put my yeet shirt on. I'm a yeet with you, bro. What you mean, bro?
I better ruin a historical moment. It's fucking hilarious. Fuck. Okay. Do we think that like the U.S. title picture would look better with Big Jim getting the title? Like, is that his path? Like, or are we going to constantly compare it to Jay's like lane?
At this current moment, no. At this current moment, and I like Jimmy more than I like Jay, but at this current moment, no. He keep taking pins from Drew. I need Drew to beat somebody else's ass. Which, by the way, he finally did what we talked about last week. Like, he needed to reestablish the importance of him and Damian Priest, and he did. He gave the full long history pat last year, which is great. But aside from that, at this very moment, I can't see Jay winning the U.S. title. I actually think it would be kind of flat. He has to build his credibility with the fan base beyond the fact that they just want to see him do good because he's Jay's brother. And that's where I feel like he's at this moment.
Yeah. It's weird because it's like you are in your brother's shadow, if that makes any sense. Like, it's like because Jay is so fucking big, it's like we just not really like invested in what Big Jim is doing, which is unfortunate because Big Jim is the better wrestler out of the duo.
And I am invested. I
am. And we've kind of briefly talked about this. I don't know if DT was on the show or not. And I think the reason for that is because Jay had like a whole year ahead of time doing his single run while Jimmy was still taking pins for Roman and injured, but he was still. I mean, before the bloodline, before the OG bloodline broke up after the title loss and whatnot, he was still being the pin guy. So like now, this is like his first established like being a singles guy. I think that title is his path. I just don't think it's going to come off LA Knight, and I don't think it's going to be at Mania. I feel like maybe SummerSlam if that, or maybe in next Rumble or something. But I think that is his path. Is him getting a singles title as well. He just doesn't have the same traction because he was too busy building up other stories. Now he has the chance to build up his own story and get his own connection with the crowd, which he does already have a connection, but like actually try to grow it and whatnot.
He didn't have the trampoline. Like and when I mean trampoline is that when Bloodline first started, bro, it was like that shit was hot. Like the main event, Jay and him fighting Roman twice and whatnot, like that was a huge trampoline for Jay, right? And then just becoming the right hand man and him doing all of Roman's bidding, like there was a lot of TV time for Jay, and you were invested in the stories that they were trying to tell. So it's not that it's his fault per se. It's just that Jay had a lob.
He had a head start.
He had the perfect lob to
two head starts, technically 2 head starts.
Yeah. For sure. I do think Jim will get the U.S. belt at some point. Like you said, maybe a SummerSlam, maybe a Survivor Series or something like that later down the year. Maybe not even this year. But the last time we said that, we was wrong. And Uso is definitely in the title picture. So we'll see.
Yeah.
The same show, speaking of, just momentum lacking a little bit for me, even though it was all throughout the SmackDown. How we feeling about Charlotte and Tiffy? Are y'all?
This match is.
I thought you were going to say something about Solo.
The match should be fine, but the build is atrocious, and I don't care. And I really hope Tiffany wins.
That's part of the reason why you don't care is because you have already submitted to the fact that Charlotte is going to win, like most people.
I don't fully know. I was surprised when Rhea beat her at Mania, but them giving her the immediate Rumble win, which you could argue they had to or whatever. I don't know. The track record for Charlotte speaks volumes. So that's where I'm coming from. Pat, like just history from it. If Tiffany wins, that's great. I would rather her win. But as far as the build goes, like if you can compare this to all the other main storylines with the 2 triple threats and the Cody Cena shit, and all the men's SmackDown tag team stories, like this is bottom of the barrel. It's like I don't care.
Now, can I ask a difficult question?
Uh-huh.
Is the build bad, or are we just not getting the correct story being told? And I say that because last year we had the same problem where Bayley's run wasn't as it didn't feel as important. She had a great match at Mania with Io and whatnot, but the build to get there, it was kind of like forgotten. We did the whole
I would disagree with that.
Because we had the whole damage control per trainer, like that was actually a good story, and that she was like on TV weekly. She was getting her ass whooped, but like Charlotte has been sunning the shit out of Tiffany until literally this last episode, and then even that moonsault didn't even fucking connect on her. It was it's just irritating.
Yeah, the moonsault. It was. I respect what she did because it was a dope fucking moonsault, but Charlotte was nowhere near.
No, and that's the second time that spot happened with those two, and Charlotte is not technically being touched. There's 2 different videos. I'm like, what the fuck?
She's coming back from a knee injury, right? So it's like I'm not taking that bump, but it's also get
her to it.
If I'm not taking the bump, why am I doing the bump? Like,
well, it's like both times
the same thing with the Nia and Trish Stratus shit. It's like, just don't do the bump.
Right. Well, but in this case, though, both times she's surrounded by security guards. All you got to do is just be in the middle of those security guards. That's it.
And until one of them security guards stumble into you the wrong way, and it's like
land on her knee, and then she's out again, and then it blows up the whole quote unquote build and takes away the match. And then you got to do a fucking round robin tournament like other promotions.
All right. Well, then I'm with Jay. Don't do the spot because 2 moonsaults that look like that. I don't know. That's bad. To me, that's just bad.
And it was like flooded throughout the SmackDown. Like they did their match, or Charlotte had her match against BFAB, which is shout out to BFAB. BFAB got some reps against Charlotte. I'll take that.
Good work.
Definitely good work. But it was they didn't stop fighting throughout this entire show, and it's still like there's just no I don't care. I don't even have an idea who's going to win it. It's just I don't know what the fuck is the issue for me to connect to this story.
The build is copy paste for CM Punk and Seth, with the exception of Roman being added. But if you think about it, they did the same formula that they did, because I'm literally watching the show right now, with CM Punk and Seth fighting throughout the entire show to build to a match. CM Punk and Seth's match just happened on a Raw, as opposed to this one we know is going to happen on a WrestleMania. I honestly, I know it's you guys' thoughts and opinions, but I'm gonna disagree in terms of, I feel like you guys, along with myself, feel like it's flat because it seems like a shoe-in. I know y'all say it doesn't, but Charlotte is not. The promos in the direction of Tiffany are like some big sister bow down shit, which of course Charlotte's going to play that role. I think you take into account that literally, Hero said it, but the person who cashes in doesn't have the title reign that long. And then obviously Charlotte coming back at 27 and winning the Rumble and immediately punching her ticket. Like it just feels, at the moment, it feels like it's written in, it's a shoe-in, she's going to get the belt. So. And they could swerve.
Yeah, my main thing is the character. Like, Charlotte has always been the same character to me. So
that's where I'll probably lean into that too.
Like, it's just not interesting. Like, even like she's an amazing wrestler. She's one of those people that could wrestle a mop and put on a 5-star match or whatever. She's a great promo, but her character is just the same to me. And they did try to do it different. Like they tried to bring her back as a face, and on that first episode, they booed her out the building. So they had to pivot, and now she's a heel again, which is that's her best role. But also, it's been the same. She's been the same kind of heel the whole time, or this whole time. The last 10 years or however long she's been on the roster. So that's where that's where my disdain comes from. It's not that I feel like she's 100% going to win the match, because they could swerve. it's the fact that the character is not interesting to me. For me, like, and Charlotte has never really been that much interest. Like the last couple years, she hasn't. I don't know. To me, it's the same. It's I don't know.
I never thought about that. I never looked at it like Charlotte's gimmick changing within the years, and it hasn't. It's always been this.
I'm better than
seen
you.
her.
I'm Flair's daughter.
Yeah, I'm Flair. Yeah. Woo. It's yeah. I don't know.
And not even saying like you got to change that in like particular, but just more so like there's never been like, oh, Charlotte's leading the faction, right? Or like Charlotte's like the leader of Damage Control or some shit like that, or Charlotte's like doing something that's not in this bag of, you know, I'm the Flair, I'm going for the gold. And granted, you know, that could be what her character is, that all she cares about is titles. But it's like we've seen it before. You know, we saw you do Ronda, Becky, you know,
Sasha,
Rhea, like
all of
Sasha. Like we've seen this version of you several times. And I was going through the list of like the last four finalists, right? So we got Roxanne, Liv, Io, and Bianca in the Rumble, and it's like any one of those would have been a little bit more interesting than seeing Charlotte right now. I feel like that's a fair assumption for me per se. That like you do, it was Io and Tiffy. It's like, okay, we got some shit about to cook here. Moonsaults after moonsaults about to go fucking crazy. But I just don't see the interest with Charlotte, and I think you hit it on the head with, you know, it's just the character. Like you've always been the same.
Yeah, I feel like it's the opposite of what happened with John Cena at that point, where people's like, Cena, we know Cena's gonna, or it's the same shit that Roman went through too during his early years. It's like you're forcing, like, but it's like
True.
It's not like Charlotte's not being forced down our throats, but it's the fact that based off her character, we kind of know what's going to happen. We kind of know what she's going to say, how she's going to do it, and she will more than likely win. Eventually, she's going to lose it. That's why she has so many fucking title reigns already. She's going to lose it. It's just like you come in here, you instantly get a title shot. You'll beat our favorite, then you'll have it for a couple months. And then you'll lose to someone random, and then it's just rinse and repeat every single fucking time.
Yeah. Main event, we saw that Profits.
Wait, real quick.
Champions
the Jade interview.
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, go for it.
Didn't like it.
With like Liv and Raquel coming out and be like, you know,
no, the Liv part was great. I didn't like the explanation. I don't understand it. It doesn't.
What do you mean? Elaborate.
So, because there was multiple times where Bianca and Naomi were like, we texted her, we tried to call her, she didn't respond. Mm-hmm. Okay, you show up to Canada to beat her up, still no explanation. Bianca doesn't know shit still because you're still not answering her text.
Facts.
So,
Facts.
You're like, so kayfabe wise, you're telling me that, like if you attacked DT and took him out, I would expect DT to at least text me and be like, yo, can we talk in person real quick? Meet me here. Tell me that you, Jay, are a snake and that you are going to betray me at some point or something. So why, like, you didn't talk to Bianca at all? You wouldn't tell, like,
yeah, why'd you cut her out?
And then all of a sudden, like, or then you say, like, all I saw was her run away as I was fading through consciousness. What? Like, it's very bad soap opera writing to me, and the delivery of it was not great either. Liv saved that segment, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm Team Naomi. You should have pushed her harder, because what the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean you didn't? If I'm Bianca, I'd be even more pissed. So it's like, you knew this whole time. You sitting here taking pictures with your baseball husband and random beaches and shit. You couldn't text me, you couldn't FaceTime me and tell me that homegirl fucked you over. I gotta see you beat her ass while I'm in a chamber, and then wait a whole nother week and still don't get an explanation, and then wait another week after that to see you do a sit down in an empty ass arena.
Yeah, because she still ain't talked to Bianca yet.
No,
has she? Like,
no, they had that little face there during the really good ass segment last week, and that was it. It's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, that's also kind of crazy. Is that like without talking directly to Jade, Bianca let Jade go in there and kill Naomi, right? Because Naomi said, "Oh, I did it." I get it, right? She admitted it. She also called Bianca, a bitch in that promo. But it's like, you still don't know if that was a fact. Like, especially after this interview where it's like, "Oh, I just saw her run away." It's like, do we even know that was the case?
Yeah,
like who was?
someone could have been wearing her shoes,
we don't know.
Put on her coat, or some bullshit.
She could have been chasing after somebody.
I got beat up, and as my eyes were fading to black, I saw her run away. Okay, what is that? That has nothing to do with you not talking to Bianca, though. Like, it's such an easy plot hole that makes no sense to me. If I DT, do you have any?
Yeah, no thoughts.
Okay.
As I said last week, respect the jumper. That's it. Just respect it. I may not like it. It may not be for me, but
I mean,
it goes in.
I'm going to let it play out, but I did not like that segment. I expected a little better. And you could tell why they and this is no shade, but you can tell why they did it pre-taped, because I don't think she's ready to say all that shit in front of a live crowd. Because even in that pre-recording, it didn't come off convincing. It looked like she was almost trying to not smile the entire fucking time.
I didn't want to ask this question. I didn't want to do it, but
she should have went to NXT. NXT. There you go. Yep. Her, Ronda. I don't give a damn about your star power. Some niggas got to go. It is what it is, bruh.
Yep.
And I'm not trying to be love Jade, support black women, but god damn it, this segment did not make any fucking sense to me.
And to be and also the seriousness in that is that as she's doing this development right now on the main roster, it's NXT is cooking, bro. These young women that they got back there, they are coming for your fucking spot. So you don't have time to figure it out. You got to get ready and just do it and perform. They're not fucking playing right now, bro. It's nuts down there in NXT.
This is where I jump in. She has one saving grace because fans allow it. Fans all over the world allow it. Who cares if she can talk as long as she can wrestle?
We haven't seen her do that though in a
you.
Singles match.
Wait.
Mr. Hero, tell him.
Why I said she has one saving grace. So if she performs during WrestleMania, then who cares if she can talk? My point still stands.
To be fair,
in this particular company, you have
grace.
to talk to a degree unless you have a manager. You saw what happened with Ricochet. You saw what happened with other people. No disrespect to him, but you need to talk a little bit in this company. You all your shit can't be pre-recorded in an empty AEW arena. I'm sorry, can't do it.
Listen,
and even
if
with
niggas got goats that can't talk, as long as you can wrestle. As long as you can wrestle, you can put on a match.
Not in WWE. Right. That's the difference, bro. You can wrestle over there and be fine and not say anything. But over here, you are sports entertained. You got to get out there and talk to this crowd and be convincing.
Unless they treat her like Ronda, that's the only other recent example I can think of was pushed through the moon with the fucking 3 rockets and had multiple championships. But that's also Ronda fucking Rousey.
But also Ronda wrestled better than Jade.
She had a different style.
But she had a style. Yeah. We don't know what Jade's style is.
Yeah, she's a powerhouse. She can pick bitches up and throw them.
Big boots. Well,
and she's super athletic.
Yeah. Nigga, you just described Kevin Nash. Nigga, I'm just saying, there's a style that has to be she is mad athletic, right? And I'm gonna double back on something a little bit, but we don't know what her sauce is to the match. We know that when Bianca comes in, it's okay, we're gonna see the EST. We know super fucking powerhouse, right? I don't think Jade is powerhouse like Bianca, and not to compare them at all. But it's I need to know what Jade does in particular that's better than everybody else. We look at Shayna. Shayna's fucking submission magician. That's her fucking shit. Tiffy got the moonsaults. Io's Empress of the Sky, where she's just doing crazy fucking shit. Or maybe that was Kari. But either way, you have a certain theme about you. We don't know what Jade's theme or stick is yet. I think that's due to her not going to NXT.
It's going to be a powerhouse. It's just that we need to see we need to see her in ring in a solo match. I mean, we've seen that before because I think she wrestled Chelsea Green late after Mania or some shit. But this is the real test, and so far, it's a low C for me because I watched this pre-taped recording that you did, and it did not come off well to me. It came off like it still came off very amateur hour to me. It looked like she was trying to hide a smile. It just wasn't convincing to me. And also, you can blame some of that part on the writing, maybe like because again, to me, the story just doesn't make any sense. So you can easily give some of that to writing. But yeah, I don't know, man. You need to cut it.
She has the resources.
You need to cut an in-ring promo at some point, and then you got to go bell to bell. And like we talked about before, if it's going to be Naomi, if it's Naomi, so I mean, well, she's about to fight Liv. Liv has been one of the best women in the last like calendar year. Liv is going to give her a good match. Yeah. Naomi will give her a good match. After that, though, that's when it's like you got to shit or get off the pot. And they obviously they're going to let this shit run because they invested a lot of time and with Jade, with the presentation, like this is going to go for a while. But I don't know. I'm not going to say it's looking spooky, but it's not looking very convincing right now to me.
Let it play out.
Yes.
We will. Fuck! I just lost the word. But we will check in again, re-examine, reevaluate around Money in the Bank.
Well, we got 5 weeks till Mania. Is this a Mania card? A Mania match?
The story is, so yes.
Yeah.
The story is, it is literally, like I sent you the numbers last week, the numbers are still going up.
Yeah, like they're
on
going
2
crazy.
Separate things. It has over 1 million views on both videos.
If Logan and AJ get a solo match, this definitely needs to get a solo match.
Yeah, but
No,
Logan got the social media. His shit is booming,
Jade
bro. You know why.
Right, but it's also Jade. Like I said, like they've been investing a lot in her in this last year since they signed her. And this storyline, the story deserves like it's worthy of a match.
Do we
and
feel
she could
that
get saved? She could get saved by metaphor.
That's still on.
Bring Mark out of TNA. Get them the fuck out of it. Get them away from living. Never mind. I was gonna say something crazy. I ain't got the time today. I don't want to edit it.
About negative.
I was talking. Hold on, real quick before we get too far. I was talking about metaphor interrupting in the WrestleMania match. If that happens, that'll be their indicator that she can't do a full match. That'll be their way of telling us.
Well, I don't know.
Which was going to be.
I don't know if it'll be exactly that. I think it'll be more storyline and just like, oh, this feud is going to continue. I don't think it's fair to say like, oh, if this match has interference, it means she can't go. I think that's a little unfair.
It happens before that. I was going to say before DT went that. Do you think the litmus test is going to happen when we see you run with Liv? Right, we're going to look at the footage and how you run with Liv, somebody who's well polished in the ring. We're going to see who you wrestle afterwards. If she does, I don't know if she does. I don't think she touches Naomi until Mania, but she'll probably have another match somewhere in between that with somebody else, and they're going to use those as like the litmus test to kind of determine whether or not. Let's say she goes with Raquel. Yeah, we're going to see if you are able to do this without interference, and then if you are. Cool, you have the one-on-one with Naomi. You'll have your moment. But if not, we're gonna throw in metaphor just to kind of like save some of these spots and whatnot. Like I think DT's right. I think the time frame happens a little bit earlier than expected.
We should really get into Revolution. But the main event.
Yeah, we can. We'll just touch on thoughts real quick.
Yeah.
Profits win tag belts. How we feeling?
Finally.
I said that too.
Yeah.
Fucking finally.
I think it's been 1,500 and some days, I think they said. Finally. SmackDown tag division is on a different level. Besides Fraxium on NXT, like right now, SmackDown's tag division is one of the better tag divisions throughout the promotions. I feel like I've
seen some clips going to like DIY not getting the pop and whatnot. And do you think it's visibility? Do you think we should throw like the tag team belts on pay-per-views and PLEs and shit like that, PLEs to kind of get that moment happening, to get some kind of like fan appreciation and whatnot? Or was it just European towards not being familiar with DIY?
No, they're the heels. They were if you think about the way they've been scheming the past 8 weeks with the belt, like they've been fucking everybody over that is a tag team. Like they beat they jumped, or either they jumped Apollo Crews or he got jumped because of them. They got Pretty Deadly into a match where they got beat up. Los Garza, they got fucked over because of them. So like I don't think we know they can wrestle, they can both talk, they're great. I think they didn't get a pop because they're literally like the bad tag team.
Okay.
Yeah. Like that, I don't think it has anything to do with them personally, because when they were faces or tween tag team, they were getting pops when they were going against Motor City Machine Guns.
And people love Johnny Wrestling.
People
really do love Johnny Wrestling. So yeah, I'm agree with you. I think it was
they were just fucking people over.
Yeah. And honestly, and I'm going to say this, I don't know. I don't think Profits keep it long. I feel like they're going to play hot potato with this tag title. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose it before Mania and then get it back at Mania or some bullshit. But I highly think that this division is going to probably play potato for like a hot second.
I'm fine with that. There's a lot of tags in the division that are really solid and deserve like shots to see how it carries and how it responds on TV. But in that same vein or that same thought, Motor City, Profits, Mania, are we booking it?
No.
I want those two with DIY, with Pretty Deadly, with Los Garza. I want all 5 teams and throw a ladder and a table and a chair in that bitch.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. I think the way you get to that, because Pretty Deadly's the number 1 contender. The way you get to that, they're going the Street Profits, Pretty Deadly. They might drop the belt by interference or some bullshit from DIY or Los Garza, but probably DIY for getting a get back. And then that sparks another run of these tag teams feuding, because you got like Hero said it already, and we've talked about it. Like there's too many good tag teams right now. Everyone has a case for why they should have the belt, or why they have compelling characters, or why they can wrestle, or why they're getting responses from the crowd. And the only way to do that is like you have them fucking go for it. Have them fucking go for it. So yeah, no, I would, in the interest of telling a story, I would have Pretty Deadly win it. It's fucked up. Pretty Deadly win it next week based on interference, which would pull along DIY and those other ones. And then you still got Legado del Fantasma, like, yo, what the fuck? Like, just because it's hopping around don't mean we don't get ours in, and you still carry the brawl that happened like 3 weeks ago.
Man,
that I said
I would hate that. If Profits lost it next week,
I could only imagine the Triple K tweets. Oh man, no, honestly,
nigga, like you don't know what you about to do.
Man, I'm not mad at it. Actually, I'm pro what DT said. I just can't wait to see the tweets.
Oh,
see, he's anti-black. They only gave it to him for 7 days. Triple K.
But here's the thing though. Here's the thing. They can say that shit literally happened with DIY and Bloodline 2.0 because it happened this past June. So, in the interest of telling a story, that's how I would book it. But then I would have Street Profits get the belts back at Mania, and then they can hold on to it for 8 weeks. Like it doesn't. They don't have to be these fucking undestructible, undeniable tag teams. Like you have 4 or 5 great tag teams. You have let's see. I want to see them all at Mania. There's going to be so many spots that can happen. Like I want to see them all. To me, that's how you get there.
All right, I see it.
It's fucked up, but
no, that's
okay. Look at him. You don't like black talent.
This is about to be nuts.
And then when they win at Mania, that should be dope. Because the last time they was in Mania, they had a match, but it was with the Final Testament and Bobby Lashley, and it was a Philadelphia street match.
The Eagles showed up,
and you don't. Ugh.
I forgot
All right.
he was in the ring. It was
next segment.
It was Jason Kelsey. That's yeah. I forgot all
And
about
fucking
that.
Lane Johnson.
And
What
yeah,
the
Lane
fuck?
Johnson. They got the offensive lineman off there.
And
That's
Kelsey.
crazy. Yeah, just Kelsey. Let's get into it. Revolution real quick.
Real quick, this is a fucking 5-hour
LA.
show.
It was
I
a
mean, if
5-hour
you
show,
count
but we're gonna make this real
pre-shows and
smooth.
13 card match.
We did.
Okay, wait, real quick, can I say something? And it's about this show. I know a lot of people like it. Was, to be transparent, I was a little hot the day of because I texted you, was like, you better be ready to defend this bullshit. I have calmed down a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
It is a 3-match show to me.
Yep.
The reason why, to me, this show is not as good as everyone is hyping it up to be is the pacing is bad and some of the decisions are bad. And I'm saying this all now because while we break down the matches, I'm going to point out a couple things. And I'm saying this because I don't want to be argumentative, because we've had moments in AEW when it's like it sounds like I'm just shitting on it. I'm not trying to be argumentative and I'm not trying to shit. I just want to point out to where I think it is very confusing and why the pacing isn't that great. And it's the pacing that honestly makes the show, I don't want to say bad, just not that good to me. So I just wanted to...
Now, what if I told you that I also agree with some of your sentiments here? I believe that 3, maybe 4 of these matches should not be here. I know 3 for sure. And we'll talk about the matches that shouldn't be there. Because it does kind of fuck up the pacing where they lie. And some of the decision making I was hot at because I was like, some of the shit don't make any sense. But after I sat back and I thought about it for a week, I think I know where the fuck they're going. But we'll talk about that. Yeah. But first things first, the show kicks off MJF versus Hangman. This was a good match and good storytelling. This is probably the most cohesive match, or it should be the most cohesive match to start something. I believe this starts their true feud. We saw emotional, not emotional connection, but emotional moments in the match where MJF is crying. He's talking to the fans like, "Why do you love him more than me?"
Yeah, he has a tantrum.
Kind of like harping on,
it's a tantrum.
Yeah. And it was a little weird, but I sat down, I thought about it, and I was like, okay, like maybe the last time we seen MJF, he was a face. He comes back, he's the heel and whatnot. But maybe the story is, and I think the story that they've been telling is that MJF wants to be loved like he was when he was a babyface. The thing is, he's having difficulties with, the fact that Hangman is the one that's being cheered like said babyface. And he's talked about, you've done all this trash shit to people and burn houses and stuck syringes and shit like that, and they love you, but why not me? I gave them 400 plus days of being champion, and they don't love me as much as they love you. As far as match goes, I loved it. I think this was a great fucking opener. I think they did a really good fucking job. The fucking one-winged angel, whatever the Christopher Daniels move that he pulled and he did on MJF where he just fucking smashes a man's head in the goddamn ring was fucking insane. I got something that I think that, and this is just me freelancing with it, but there's parallels between MJF and Ricochet to me, right? Ricochet took on Swerve, or Hangman, or MJF took on Hangman. We know that the tie between Swerve and Hangman, but the story between the two is that they start off being bullied by the bullies, and they turned into the bad guys, right? So it's like we already talked about Hangman being a bully, Swerve over here throwing toilet paper on Ricochet in the middle of the ring, making an embarrassing moment, a mockery or whatnot. Him being the bully, and just how you're kind of spinning the same coin of Swerve and Hangman being the same kind of individual, thus once again tying the fate that, Swerve and Hangman are like we talked about it last week or the week before. Like soul tied, like enemies or
soulmates.
Wrestling
soulmates.
Wrestling soulmates.
I mean, this is, I talked about it in the chat, but this is going to lead to them tagging together for like a hot second. We're going to get,
you think so?
Yeah. And I'll walk into traffic after that. But assuming I survive, I will still be upset. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think it was a good opener. I do not like the last. I don't like the last like 2 minutes. Because because we get a power driver on a chair on the outside. Hangman gets in on the count of 8 or the count of 9. He does 3 moves and then he wins the match. And I'm like, they could have been, we could have did something different and still had that same effect, because we know that this is probably going to be a 3-match feud, if not 2. But yeah, other than that, that's my only complaint about that match. Was just the ending. I just like you didn't have to do a power driver through a chair to have that spot. Like you could have did any other, you could have just did a random suplex on the outside and he could still broke the 8 count or whatever. But then it's like you take a crazy ass move, which in another promotion probably would have been the finish, and then you do 3 moves and you win. I don't know. It's just, you could have did something different. But yeah, that's my only nitpick with the match. I will say my nitpick with the storyline though is that I understand it, especially the way you explained it. Like I understand it. My only thing about it is that MJF is still loved. Like the crowd will still chant, "You're my scumbag. He's our scumbag." Like he gets applause every week. It's only until he says some dumb shit about, do the cheap heat with the city, like where the city they're in or whatever, is when people will actually boo him. He gets cheered every fucking week. So that's the part where I'm having disconnect with the storyline, because it's like, bro, you are loved. You are the only person that I can think of since I've been watching wrestling to where the crowd is like, yeah, he's our asshole. We love this guy. We don't give a fuck what he does. He's our asshole.
No matter what he does.
So like, that's that's my disconnect with the storyline. But I understand what they're trying to do. And the way you explain it, I do understand it, but it's just that's my disconnect. It's like, nigga, they love you.
I think he wants babyface love. I think he wants that good guy love. He just doesn't want to say it. It reminds me of a fucking like character, and I can't remember what it is, but it probably come to me. But like, he just wants. I get the scumbag love. That's fine.
You saying he's like Hitch?
I want this. It's kind of like
the nigga. What Will Smith movie? When he's a superhero. Hancock. You say you called him Hancock? Act 1 Hancock?
Yeah. Definitely Act 1 Hancock. Or if you were more familiar with like Nightmare Before Christmas, like you've been doing Halloween, you just want Christmas love. I want to see how that feels. I've been doing this. This is boring now. But I see what you got, and I want that. They're cheering you. It's a celebration. It's brighter over here. Let me get what you got. They also got really great chemistry. So if we're doing a 3-man feud of this is going to be fucking amazing. So I don't have anything bad to say about that. Monet versus Momo. First half of this match, very slow. Second half of this match, when they saw that they weren't getting like the reaction, they heated that bitch up. And by heated up, I mean literally start fucking fighting each other. To the point to where Mercedes took a mean ass kick to the throat and chin area and got fucked up. Yeah. I was like, oh, when I seen it happen, I was like, shit. And then when I seen her on Dynamite this week and that bitch was swole up, yeah, she got planted. Yeah, she got planted for sure.
Yeah. So
you want to say something crazy?
Who, me?
No. What's going on? What you got to say? Somebody got to say something.
I'm not.
My bad. I'm getting defensive.
I was gonna say, look,
when I drive, swerve.
I think our definition of it was getting hot is different, because to me, this match and the main event, I could have sworn we were in Japan with how quiet the fucking crowd was. But that's how I took it.
Okay.
This match,
goddamn.
The competitors, sure, good shit, but it's one of those things where. To quote DT, it was kind of a shoo-in on who was going to win, because we barely got any Momo like video packages on who she is or anything. Like, I mean, even if she, obviously English is her second language. I don't know how good she is on the mic, but we didn't get like, if you just tapped in, like, unless you're watching Collision and Stardom and New Japan like consistently, you don't know who this woman is. You don't know anything. Facts. You don't know anything about her. And then the couple seconds we got the last few weeks involved Billy Starks, and I don't know, awkward as shit is all I could really label it. No disrespect to Billy, but every single segment she was in, it just came off extremely awkward. But yeah, so it's like you can't care about the babyface because we don't know who the fucking babyface is. And even though most people don't like Mercedes that much, she doesn't have the kind of heat where it's like it's not similar to the Moxley heat where it's like, please get this title off this person. It's just like, oh, it's just we don't really care about her that much kind of heat.
I feel like she's it's like exhibition matches for the title. You know they're gonna be really great matches, but you don't necessarily care for the babyface in this because they're not like
you haven't given us a reason. You haven't given us a reason,
especially the ones from like Stardom, right? We don't really, if it's not like leading into like Forbidden Door, there's no connection there, right? So why should we care? Comparative to like when we had Harley and like you had 4 or 5 weeks of booking Harley and pushing Harley to where you wanted Harley to win. This one is like, okay, well, it's just, somebody from New Japan who is a good wrestler and you have history over here. But if this was for the New Japan Strong title, that would make more sense than it being for the TNT.
It's just they had built a baby face because there was a point in time in the match where she's having a baby face comeback and the crowd's not reacting. Like you're supposed to react to the comeback. Like when John Cena's getting his ass whooped for a while and then he does like the 5 moves of doom. Like that's the comeback. That's when people are like, oh okay, like, shoulder tackle. Like there was like the crowd wasn't reacting to Momo and like that's like it's just. The ladies did a good job. I'm not saying the match itself was bad. It's just like it's one of those matches you knew who was going to win because we didn't have any connection to this character. I don't know. You brought in a DLC character and expect me to trust that this DLC character is going to fucking win. And it's like, I don't know shit about him. I don't know shit about her. I don't know nothing. I don't know what part of Japan she's from. I don't know shit.
Yeah, and you didn't tie in anything like anybody who was from Dynamite or AEW to come in like maybe. I don't know, like potential opponents or whatever. Like we don't know now. Well, like it's just okay. Now Momo's over. Now what?
Well, they did a little thing where you see Billy taking notes, and it's like, okay, Billy's up next. But it's
right. Because
you expect me to believe like the first loss of Mercedes is going to be Billy. If they do it right, sure, I'll believe it. But as of right now, it's super
that's the tie to Billy. That's the only thing that makes sense. I think me and DT talked about it, but the only tie-in is Athena. Like she'll beat Billy. And you'll face Athena, I hope, in Dallas, where like I believe she's from.
She's from Texas for sure.
Could Mercedes have dropped one of the 4 belts and that been a moment?
So, and I don't know what the promotion, because each title's Tony only controls TNT, and they're all from different promotions. Yeah. So, if the people who ran New Japan was like, "Hey, we want you to drop it to her." Yeah, for sure. But until they give the go ahead, she can't just drop it willy nilly, unless it's TNT. And there would have been no reason for her to drop the TNT to Momo.
TBS,
especially because we don't know who the fuck.
TBS,
yeah.
Okay.
Swerve Ricochet. I thought this was a good match.
It wasn't bad.
I know, like it was probably Rick's best match I've seen in a while, probably since like Black and Gold NXT days. I mean, there's probably something on Raw missing, but. It reminded me of like some good, like he's athletic as fuck. He's doing shit that he's been able to do and whatnot. There are some nitpicks in this match though.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit.
And I know this guy rewatched it.
A lot of bullshit.
I rewatched it before we got on. There's some. I don't know if I would have went this way. So we know this match is about the robe. We know that that's the storyline tie here is that he wants to get the robe back and whatnot. We see that there's a moment here where Swerve is bashing in Rick. And as Nana approaches Swerve to get him back in the ring, he turns, he pushes Nana. And Nana's like, oh, what the fuck is this shit? Ends up storming off, flipping the middle finger. Okay, Nana's out. And at this point in time, I'm like, oh, shit, they're actually pulling the trigger on, Nana leaving Swerve. Especially
That's
after,
why I sent that. Mm-hmm. That's why I sent that text, because I thought that was happening.
Yeah. I thought, like, this is about to happen. And it would have been an interesting parallel to see what does Swerve look like without the help of Nana. Like how crucial is Nana to like Swerve's like image and success and whatnot. But we didn't get to see that because later in the match, Nana comes back and like nothing happened. So, like he didn't walk off.
The reason why like Swerve pushed Nana is because Nana was bitching at him. Get my robe, nigga. You can grab it. I'm in the middle of a match. What do you mean? What do you mean? Get your robe. You can go grab it. Then he leaves, like, okay, cool, everything you said. Then he comes back like he forgot something in the house.
it is Swerve's
and
house.
then tries to grab the robe, and then he takes a bump because Ricochet sees it, and then Ricochet puts on the robe mid-match. No fucking reason to do that. Yeah. You're not gonna wrestle in a fucking robe.
I'm a fighting your shit.
But you're a high flyer.
He also sold his logo. He sold his logo into the robe.
That part was hard. That part was hard.
Fire.
Yeah, that part. No, that like that's the best heel shit he's done so far. That part is hard. Pause. It's better than stabbing and saying, I'm sorry. The scissor bullshit.
That promo.
That promo that people gassed up. What is he? Every single promo since then.
Gassed up?
People That
was a good promo, man. That wasn't gassed.
It was only 3 weeks ago.
No, it was not 3 weeks ago. You talking about the contract signing?
When was it?
Or are you talking about the promo? Bro, that was not 3 weeks ago.
No, the one before that.
Was not 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, the one before that.
Okay, 4 weeks ago.
The internet was like, "Oh, he finally might be here." And we talked about it on the show, and I said, "Consistency. Has there been consistency, nigga? No. He's not that. He's not good."
It still was a good promo. It wasn't gassed up. It wasn't gassed up.
Fine.
That's crazy. You're saying it was hyped up. That shit was fire.
You put in the outlet that get a charge. It wasn't gassed up. Fine. It was a Tesla. Whatever the fuck you want to call it. But niggas on the internet hyped it up, though. Maybe not you two. But the niggas on the internet did. Okay.
Listen, I hyped it up on the pod. I thought it was his best work. He just fucked up with the aha.
But anyway, the match itself was good. And I'm sorry to cut you off, but no, the match itself is good. The ending, though, it just like this: the Nana leaving and coming back, and then he puts on the robe. Swerve does his finish. And then Ricochet kicks out, and then he redoes the finish, and then that's the end of the match. Mm-hmm. And I don't like that. I also don't like that shit because it's kind of the problem with the whole show. But when in this particular when you do that in a match, to me it doesn't make much sense because you're blowing. I don't want to make any euphemisms, but essentially you're blowing your load. Like you get the pop of the like. Oh shit, that's it. Like that's the finish, and then dude kicks out. Like cool, a false finish. False finishes are fine, but then you just redo the move again, and then it's over. Why don't you just do it? Why did
the moves that was going to end it the first time?
Yeah, like and especially if it's the same move. Like Stone Cold didn't stunner someone, get a 2 count, and then just hit a stunner one more time, literally 3 seconds later, and then get another, and then get the win. That is my problem with that.
You're right.
Overall, the match itself was good. I just didn't like the Nana part, and I didn't like that part with the pin.
It's a couple parts. 2 other parts. Didn't feel a live drummer. They did a live drummer to his entrance.
That shit
was dog
shit. It didn't make any sense. and it's like that's how you know they don't have production meetings. Which is like, I'm not trying to throw a shot, but it literally came out. They don't have production meetings, and you're a music head. It's like that drums don't it doesn't go with this music. What the fuck is going on here?
It does not.
Like it's and then like you didn't even tell us who the drummer was. Like you couldn't get Travis Barker. You couldn't get any random other person. Like you couldn't even name the person. It was just a nigga on drums that was doing drums to the song it doesn't even go to a shit.
This shit, bro, I saw somebody like it was either tweeted out or on Blue Sky where somebody was like, "This is like when old boy was drumming at the Catalina wine mixer. He's just going crazy on the fucking drums."
It's the fucking Catalina wine.
Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, that's what it sounded like." The shit was fucked up. Yeah, that and then Swerve dressing like Craven, and I felt like Hero. I was like, "What the fuck this nigga got on?"
Bro,
and I usually don't judge the nigga for what he got on, but he looked.
You know his fits be crazy, bro.
This one was crazier than most. I understood like the Loki reference and the Black Panther reference. This one I did not know, and he posted it, and it was a Majin Buu reference.
Yes, Super Buu.
Yeah, Super Buu. Yeah. And I was also,
also, it was a little red herring.
Oh, I saw
him and somebody else.
I saw. I'm not going until they come out and say something. I'm not going to say nothing. I don't want to put that on nobody's jacket. But I did see.
Oh yeah. The rumors.
Yeah. I don't know until it's official. Whatever.
We're not going to get
cool.
TMZ.
But I'm not about to be shade room. Yeah, we not that. We not that. But it was.
But if that's the only black girl he doesn't find ugly, it's very questionable. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna fuck this nigga up. I'm gonna just fuck it. I told this nigga we was like, we're not doing shade room. This nigga said if that's the only.
Hey, because he's telling us to apologize for that lyric. And he could Elon fucked it up because you can see people who you blocked and who blocked you because Elon fuck you. But I need Swerve to re-block me again.
Oh, that's right. That's
Block
right.
me back.
I forgot. Yeah. Because you can still see his shit. Yeah.
I can see
okay.
no because for a second I thought he unblocked me. I was like, what? And I was like, it was like no.
Oh yeah, block me for.
I was about to go in.
I was about to go in. He's like, oh shit.
You was gonna remind him. You were gonna remind him
why you got me blocked. It's crazy, nigga. It's fucking nuts. Yeah, match is good. Like I said, best character work I've seen from Ricochet. Like, I do not agree with him losing. I thought that he should have won that. I thought that if Nana came back, he should have grabbed like Swerve's legs or something like that, and Ricochet gets the win. But I also understand that it was for number one contendership, and I don't want to see Ricochet versus Jon Moxley. So I understand.
Once they made it for a number one contender, I already knew Swerve was going to win because you're not going to. Yeah.
No, these next two, I'm just going to put them together because they really don't. These two I could have took off the show. It's Okada versus Brody. I'm not saying the match wasn't good, but once again, there's no connection with that.
It's not
and
good. Okada is the most laziest fucking wrestler I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Oh, bro, I don't want to say. No. I don't want to fucking say it,
fleece
bro.
artist. Fleece artist.
Fleece.
He got fleeced. Bro, the only two matches he's ever cared about was that Ospreay match the other month and the Daniel Bryan match. Otherwise, he has put the most
least amount of
effort you could ever do in this fucking ring. And I seen Okada in Japan. I saw him in Kenny. I saw what he could do. I saw the old.
I got a question. I got a question. Who? Because you called these people check stealers. So is it Okada or is it the Good Brothers? Who's stealing them?
That's a really
Okada.
That's a
Okada.
I'm not gonna hold.
Based on how much money Okada's getting, Okada.
Fuck. That's honestly low key really hard.
That's funny as fuck.
But no, it is Okada to an egregious offense. Like with the Good Brothers though, like they'll work if you get them to work. But at least like Carl Anderson, he's good for a really good spine buster. They at least put in effort, even if it's not good. They put Okada like he.
You know how hard it's having a bad match with Brody? Brody is fucking nice. You could throw anybody against Brody, and he has a fucking dope ass match. This one, I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on here? Then, I think I put in my notes that like, what did I say? I said I definitely need a bit more from Okada. He's having a very average run, especially like to be this big, like, oh, the superstar signing and whatnot.
This nigga is Greg Oden, like, bro. I am so.
It's the nigga who. No, not Oden. Not Oden.
Right.
DeAndre Ayton.
He shows up to work.
He definitely getting a hit.
You're right.
He shows up, but you looking for 13 rebounds. This nigga giving you 3, and he's 7 foot. It's like, what the fuck is going on,
bro? No effort.
Like
laziest nigga on the planet. Bro.
None.
Yo, that is wild.
But two big problems. Brody losing. Okay. Again, we repackaged them, named them the Hounds of Hell. You had Ospreay and Cope.
Both of them were wrestling.
You had Ospreay and Cope essentially called Malachi a broke boy. You essentially is like, oh, this nigga was holding you back. You have them lose every single match since they've been repackaged. What the fuck are we doing with this team? Buddy Matthews, he lost. Buddy Murphy, whichever one, I don't remember. And then Brody just lost. And you're doing all of this so that they could fucking put on a slow cooker so that we can get fucking Omega in Okada, which that will probably be the only other time Okada fucking tries. But it's like, it doesn't make any sense, man.
Here's where I think
them. And then,
they're going.
Wait, real quick. And then go for it. Because I have a problem with the way the ending. Again, the ending.
No, finish it.
Okay.
Finish it because my problem comes after.
Okay, the ending is he hits him with the title to cheat.
Mm-hmm.
Brody kicks out, and then he does his finisher, and then he wins the match. Why don't you just do your finisher then? As a heel, it doesn't make You're a heel. You tried to cheat to win. The cheating didn't work, so then you won the match regularly. Nigga, what? You booked it.
It should be the
it's booked
opposite.
completely backwards. It makes no fucking sense. Like you booked it backwards.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are we doing here? Like just and then it's the same fucking ref. That bull bastard.
It's not the ref. Leave these people alone.
I got smoke for Bryce. Or I think that's his name.
Jesus Christ. You are right though. Because it should have been clothesline, kick out, fucking title shot. But the reason why I think they're not winning, because I was like, damn, there's been several people that you can transition this goddamn title to. And it's like they're gonna merge it. They came out earlier this week that the rumors are that they're going to merge the International and the Continental. I feel like you're going to do that with Okada Kenny.
Right.
That should be the day or the match that merges it. So I can't have you lose his belt if the big match to merge it is Okada Kenny.
Right, and that's what they're waiting to. And that rumor's been a thing for a while. It just finally came out because
I need them to do it.
I was waiting to say it on this episode so that it could have been breaking news, and then fucking SRS finally said something. But that's been a rumor. That's been like the rumor. That's been the rumors ever since Kenny came back. Because it was hinted. It was technically hinted when Kenny came back at the end of that Okada match where he won the Continental Classic, and then Kenny's the one who hands him the title. Because dude Daniels was like, I'm not an EVP, I can't do this. But yeah, anyway, I'm done talking for this segment.
What you got, DT?
No, I was going to ask. You said it's the International and the Continental, so does it become the Intercontinental?
Yeah. That's funny. And my thing with that, the Continental should just be. I love the tournament, but it should just be a number one contendership for something. Because winning the tournament and just having a title that you hold the whole year for like 30-minute gauntlet matches is dope when it's like done correctly, but it hasn't been since Okada won it, and we should get rid of it. I think Eddie Kingston was the last one who had it, and like everything was like fine. I was like, okay, I was okay with this because he's having matches every fucking week. He's wrestling fucking every week. If you're gonna give the Continental Classic to somebody, have it be a full timer who's wrestling every fucking week. That makes the
Okada's
most sense.
technically he's on the show every week. Just sometimes he just says bitch and leave, and then sometimes he fucking he does stuff in a ring. I can't even call it wrestling. I don't even know what to call it.
Yeah, he's definitely phoning it in for a little bit, for a long time now. And yeah.
Hey, if they giving out free money and I ain't got to work hard, what you want me to do?
He's work.
No, bro, I'm running from the grind. What are you talking
nigga's
about?
getting the bag. He ain't did a damn thing. I ain't seen nothing crazy from Okada yet. Like I said, the Daniel match, and there was one other one, but
the Ospreay match, and that Ospreay match just happened.
And I think he wrestled Pac too. I like the match he did with Pac, but that was it. After that, we get Hurt versus Outrunners. This is definitely a collision match. I get the fact that they're supposed to be on the show.
You're not lying. No, you're not. You're not the first person I heard to say that either.
Look, I get it. You wanted to have Bobby and them in LA, and they got a good fucking reaction from the crowd. I respect that. But if this was the litmus test for the Outrunners, you got the answer you needed. They not what you think they are. Send them boys back, let them work it out, and then give me some valuable tag teams to go against the fucking Hurt Syndicate. This could have been Brody and Buddy versus Hurt. And I was like, okay, cool, let's fucking run this bitch. I don't have anything for this match at all.
I have no notes. I just wrote the name of who was in it.
Yeah, I like Sheldon and them look good, but you knew something was crazy, and this is fuck. You knew something was wild when the old niggas have to slow it down for them, right? Like y'all are supposed to be younger than Bobby and Sheldon, but they had to slow it down to get y'all in pace. And then once the second half of the match, you saw Hurt just took over and super kicks and like spears and shit like that. And I was like, okay, cool, we got this bitch over and done.
Yeah, it was an 8-minute match. It didn't need to be on the show.
Yeah. This Okada, we could have done without. Those were definitely two that we could have definitely did without. From here though, these next three, gas.
Yeah.
Mariah May, Toni Storm, 3, the Hollywood ending, phenomenal fucking match. Phenomenal match.
Should have been the main event.
Definitely should have been the main event. This should have been ended the show, man. A lot of
Should've
dope
been
spots
a
in this. Of course, this one definitely catered to the sickos. There's, glass on knuckles. I've never seen somebody take tape and wrap it the reverse way and put the glass on in the bucket. That shit was fucking crazy. I really love this match. I thought they did a phenomenal job, and you knew that they did a phenomenal job because the response on the IWC was that they should have main evented. This should have been the ending of the show. These women deserve to end the show because of the year plus change of having us invested in this match. I don't see how you couldn't. It doesn't make sense that they didn't main event. This was fucking crazy.
Probably because Cope Hogan, that's why, and Dictator Moxley. There's no.
You leave the Neo Chief
There's
alone.
no reason this shouldn't have main evented. My only nitpick with this match.
Revolutionary.
Jesus,
I like that. Revolutionary.
Don't like it too much.
Actually, I'll go Revolutionary Chief. I like that. Neo Revolutionary sound crazy. My bad.
Okay, yeah, we got optics, but my only nitpick is that the first minute of the match, fucking Mariah May pulls out a taser. What the fuck?
That shit was funny. I don't know where she came from. I don't know where it went after that either.
It came out of
you just heard it click and it disappeared.
It came out of the bouquet of roses, I think, or flowers. But no, my nitpick was it's not the fact that women were bleeding. I'm okay with women bleeding in matches. Some people aren't. It's the amount of blood that there was. Toni clearly cut way too deep, or whoever. It was just an excessive amount of blood. It was just too much. I felt like I was watching Terrifier 3 again, or some other fucking indie horror movie. It was just too much to me. And I know there's other people who don't like who don't think women should bleed at all. I'm not part of that team. I'm fine with it, especially if the story calls for it, which the story did.
For it,
the spot where they do the blood sport spot, I'm like, okay, it's a little over top, but when you
the bare knuckle glass,
you saw the Jean-Claude. We all saw the Jean-Claude. I mean, I don't remember it, but we saw the Jean-Claude Van Damme versus Bolo. You tape it up the wrist, you dip your hand in glass, and you beat in the motherfucker's ass. Like that is heat. But the disconnect is even though Mariah May was doing a good job with her facial expressions and like just her facials and body language in general, he's just like, we've seen you multiple times. It's kind of my problem with the whole feud. The whole feud is good, and it's easily the best women's feud in this entire company. And there, you can even say just the last 2 years. But there was so many random moments where it was like Mariah May is the most vicious motherfucker you've ever seen, and then there's moments where it looks like she's super scared and cowering, but it's not coming off as the heel like, please no don't hit me. It's coming off. I don't know. It comes off weird to me. Because then it's like the last week, like 2 weeks ago, we see her beat the shit out of Toni again, get blood. Following week, they're having just a normal, just sit down with Renee Young, no problem. And then you get a backstage thing from a camera where she gets punched at a movie premiere. It's the stop and go of the intensity of the feud that makes it confusing. It would have been like right before the Hell in a Cell match, Punk and Drew just sit down and talk. After we already seen like him choking on the beads and him getting hit with the garage door and all this other stuff. It's just it's the stop and go of the level of intensity that is kind of confusing. Those are my only two honestly nitpicks. Other than that, like you guys said, should have been main event in the show. It was, to me, it's the best match of the show. It's not even the fact that it deserved to be main event because it's the best storyline. It was the best match to me, from bell to bell. Those women did their thing.
It didn't overstay its welcome either. It wasn't a long match,
it was like
and
13,
it wasn't a short match.
Like 13.
Yeah.
The next 3 are 30 minutes.
Cool 13 minutes.
The next 3 matches are 30 minutes.
Yeah. But it was a solid 13. They did well. And I think that like part of the story for Mariah and Toni, at least how I took it apart, was that you never thought that your mentor would take it this far. you were like, oh shit, like we're gonna have this match, and you said it's for blood, but I didn't think you really wanted to kill me. And I think that's probably where the hesitation came from in Mariah, and I wish that was kind of portrayed a little bit
It could
more.
have been portrayed a little
Because you always like, oh, I thought you loved me. We were friends, and there's no way you want to take this glass bottle and fucking wrap it around your face or your fist and punch me
after you like
oh,
spit
shit,
in her
she
face
does.
and beat her with a shoe. Okay, real quick, one last thing. She cover your ears, kids. If you're children, just cover your ears. She hits Toni Storm in the pussy with a bottle. For what? Why? It was already bloody. We already got cool, hardcore shit. We don't need the Xbox shit, man. We don't need the. It's very similar to when Statlander did the splits and tax hitting her cooch. I don't need to see that. Maybe I'm an old. Maybe I'm unk for that. Maybe I'm unk for that.
No. I just think like, there's women who watch the show and was like, oh my god, that hurts like a bitch. And for dudes, it's like, we don't really understand what that feels like. But I'm pretty sure there's a woman out there like, damn, that's a crazy ass fucking spot.
Yeah, because you're hitting someone in the vagina with a bottle. What the fuck? With everything else that they were already doing, it was just to me, it's a hat on a hat that's jumping a shark.
Shit, I bet if we asked a woman, like with all the shit that they were doing, though, hitting the broken bottle to the lady parts is probably the worst bump that a woman's going to tell you. It's like, oh, I definitely wouldn't do that.
Yeah, because it's dangerous.
I don't know.
Shit.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. Dangerous as fuck. Of course, it's the worst spot. Hit me in the head with glass. Don't hit me in the dick with a fucking glass bottle.
We'll get to that in the cage match with the thumbtacks and the Sal's Clash. We'll talk about that. Next match is Konosuke versus Kenny.
Okay.
Next match is Konosuke versus Kenny. This one's for the international title. This one I will come out the gate and say I did not think Kenny was going to win. I think I circled on my predictions that I had Konosuke winning. But and DT can probably fact check that. But great fucking match. Phenomenal match.
It was a banger.
And after I figured out that they wanted to like collab the fucking belts, this makes the most sense because you're not doing Konosuke versus Okada.
They teased it though. They could have done that. You could have done old.
You could have
Japanese guy, young Japanese. They could have. Is all.
Okada been saving finishers for Kenny. That's the only thing that makes the most sense out of it. He's been taunting and calling everybody bitches, getting his stock up for finishers.
He's saving steps, bro. You can look at his Fitbit. You can tell he's not fucking working hard in these fucking matches.
For sure. For sure. 30-minute banger. Nothing more to say about this. I think if you have Tony as your number one, I think this is probably number two. Like, this is a really solid fucking match. I want to see if I have anything crazy in here.
Honestly, I'd probably put the cage before this, only because Kenny's style does not look good slowed down, but he has to be slowed down. He honestly needs to adjust his wrestling style because he has an explosive wrestling style. It looks great, but when it's slowed down and plotting, it just doesn't come off as good as it should, in my opinion. The right person won, hypothetically. Well, actually, no, because I think Konosuke should have won. And that's only because I think Kenny should be in the fucking main title picture. He shouldn't be chasing after these secondary titles, but obviously we kind of see the reading on the tea leaves. It's the end game is Okada and Kenny, so it is what it is. But yeah, no, match was good. I just think it's slow. I mean, with his fight, like he has to change his style, like. And that's kind of my problem with Dynamite. Yeah, and that's kind of my problem with Dynamite, which we're not going to really get into, but we talked about it. Like, we saw the interview, like, when he was injured, he was like, I want to be presented like Roman Reigns. Like, I like the way he's presented. This last Wednesday, he comes out to his Final Fantasy music, dressed in dad clothes, like he's about to go mow the lawn. That doesn't give Roman Reigns to me. So you're not getting that presentation. Like, if you want that presentation, you have the pool, you're an EVP, have that presentation. And it's like, we know he's not going to work a lot. So that's another reason I don't feel like another reason I feel like he shouldn't have won this title, because we know he's not going to work a lot. This title Similar to what you said about the other Okada's title on Eddie Kingston. We want to see this frequently, but we also agree that Kenny shouldn't be working consistently based off his age and based off his surgery and whatnot. He should have that Roman Reigns schedule. So then don't put a mid-card title on a Roman Reigns schedule, is my take.
Unless the build is for, because I think this year Forbidden Doors after All In. It's the first time they're doing it this way. But I think that's the build, is put the international title on the man that's going to be doing the international bouts and whatnot. And also the presentation aspect, I think, is also in work rate and also with what he has to do. This is the second time now that where Kenny's just implemented in like the main event, because now there's a 4-way that is going to settle the number one contendership for his match at Dynasty. Like, he's not even like wrestling week to week, and nor should he. So I think he's being presented as like a final boss kind of character, just not in the way of Roman and like the production element of it. But also Kenny did dress like the dag. He came out in t-shirts, some
damn near Crocs. Like, it looked like he's about to go walk the dog before picking up your child from school. Like, it's like
being the best wrestler in the world and dressing like I'm going to Trader Joe's. It's fucking hilarious.
No disrespect to Final Fantasy and shit, and I love anime, but you come out to this it doesn't hit, bro. Like, come out to that Final Fantasy music does not hit, man. The pyros,
the pay-per-view one,
when it's during
like when he comes out,
when it's during pay-per-view, but coming out on Dynamite dressed like that with the because like cool, you got some pyro, but I don't know, mate.
And it usually has two different theme songs. One, the pay-per-view one, is usually the Final Fantasy one. That's the one that they usually save for the big bouts. They did it on like the pay-per-view in Japan.
To me, they sound the same. Yeah, it's very video gamey, which I'm pro that. I'm pro video game, but goddamn, dude, I don't know. It just doesn't. Presentation wise, it's not making sense.
Like I said, great match. Was definitely slow. I did want to say Konosuke had some crazy fucking V triggers in this, but solid. Fletcher Ospreay.
Wait. How do you feel about the ending match? Because it ends in a roll up, which it ends with a roll up over a roll up,
and into a roll up. I hated it.
It's similar to the fucking Swerve thing. It's like you did the finish, and then you did the finish again.
I get it, because it's like the whole wrestling. I got one over on you because my roll up was better. It's just it's the technical side of wrestling, but I just hate roll ups in particular. They drive me fucking insane. We do 30 minutes of bouts and V triggers and shit that you didn't have to kick out of, but you couldn't kick out of the roll up.
You're right. Yeah, it's like I can power drive you on cement, but
I can give you a tombstone power driver in this.
But God forbid I put you in a schoolboy.
He's not wrong, bro. I hate it so much. Oh fuck. All right, Ospreay Fletcher cage match. They was on some blonde boy shit when they were both standing on top of the cage looking at each other. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? This is fucking crazy. Dope shot. Would be a great fucking poster, but both of the motherfuckers staring at each other from the top of the cage is fucking nuts.
Fire match.
It was a great match.
Match was good. Had a lot of problems though. Let's start with bleeding in the first fucking 2 minutes for no reason.
That's what they do, bro. That's what AEW does, bro.
Okay, so
and licking the blood is
licking
crazy.
the blood off the cage is crazy. I didn't like. We gotta stop doing that.
Yeah, your hand.
That shit was nuts.
And then putting it on the armband and then putting it in his mouth. Look, I mean, okay, so it's wrestling. We talked about multiple matches that have false finishes. The cage match on Monday that had false finishes. This particular match though had ridiculous false finishes to where it was getting memed. I don't know if you guys saw like the one where it's like the dude watching someone slice pizza and it's like, all right, that's enough slices. That's like there's that meme where it was like, okay, you got to cut her off the cage. That doesn't end it. You got a Styles Clash at Attacks. That doesn't end it. You got to put your other brainbuster on a chair. That doesn't end it. You got all this other shit. Like, it just, again, it's a hat on top of a hat. Match was still good. Okay, so check this out. We talked similar to the Jade, so this is what I was talking about earlier when you brought up JD on the Chris Van Vliet thing. There was a thing or a clip when they were talking about his spot at last War Games when he took the RKO. And his original idea was, I'm gonna do the moonsault, and they're like, you can't do the moonsault. Charlotte's gonna do the moonsault. Okay. It's a different
Right.
company. You don't have to follow the philosophy. It was like, oh, if this person's going through a table, then you can't do it later in the show. You don't have to follow that philosophy. But the women, 30 minutes before that match, were bleeding fucking buckets. And then we get blood in the first 2 minutes. Sure. Does this feud deserve blood? Yes. Did it have to be that soon?
Kind of. Not as much as them.
Not as much as them, no. Like, it could have been done without blood if they wanted to. Like, we got the KO and Sammy match. There was no blood in that, or barely any blood. Like, this match didn't need blood, but blood is fine. It's an AEW thing. I'm fine with that. Why the fuck is Mark Davis bleeding?
Yeah, I was waiting for that. I don't know why he was even in the match. He first off, he clips the fucking the lock off, right? Yeah. To throw in like more weapons. And I'm like, okay. He gets in the match, gets his ass kicked inside the ring, gets kicked out. Refs come back and relock the goddamn door. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, what? Okay, he's like, oh fuck, we clipped it. Anybody got the spare lock? Let me just wrap this bitch back up real quick. All right, y'all get to go. It makes no sense to me. I was really confused. And you're lucky, like, those are two really good fucking performers, or else I'd really be in your ass right now. But Mark Davis didn't need to be in there. He literally threw fucking weapons in. You could have, like, I don't know, fucking threw a screwdriver in, like, one of the cage holes or whatever. Like, you didn't have to come in and drop this bag of tools off just to give Ospreay more weapons to beat your boy up.
He didn't need to bleed. Like, that is the most fucking egregious part of the show to me.
I never seen no nigga do that.
You're not in the match. Like, bro, no, it's like, it's hard to explain because they try to have this emotional moment, right? Because they do a tag team move on Ospreay. Ospreay kicks out of the tag team move. And then they try to have this emotional moment because it's like about Aussie Open and all this other shit. That tag team was not fully established on the AEW Dynamite show. The last time that team was fully established was the very first Wembley show. Niggas don't remember Mark Davis. I'm not even trying to body shame, but look at the physique. Why is this nigga in here? Why is he here? And then why is he bleeding? Why is he bleeding?
Yeah, why is he bleeding? Is
like
crazy.
You had no reason to blade, bro. Like it's literally like, oh, my two best friends are having this really cool moment. Man, it'd be cool if I could.
I gotta
do something. Can I blade, Dad? He's asking. I bet he's asking Tony, Dad, can I blade? Can I please blade? Like, what the fuck is going on?
It's like you see like your older sibling playing outside with like the teenagers. Like, oh, I want to play too. Take your little brother with you. Like, but mom, we're blading. He can blade too. Like, it was just. It didn't fit. It didn't make any sense.
It's when your little sibling wants to play the video game and you give them the controller that's not plugged in.
Yeah,
so that they get the participation.
He's like, my mind don't light up. Fuck. Okay, you can bleed too. Here, shit, nigga. Damn.
You don't see your character moving. Your character's moving. I promise it is. Like, look at it.
Like, you just playing like Madden. You make him kick return every play. Like, I get it. The thing with this Mark Davis thing, what kills me is that we still don't know why he joined the Callis family. There still is no like explanation in that to where maybe even if you had that, okay, I understand. Mark Davis felt like he got betrayed by Ospreay. That's why he's in here to help Fletcher win. We still ain't got nothing. We just see Mark Davis is now with the Don Callis family, and Kyle Fletcher has mind control over Ospreay. So I don't fucking over Mark Davis. I don't fucking know though. But to get back to the better parts of the match, the fucking sunset flip, which I strongly advise Spanish fly. Strongly advise don't do it.
Also not the finish.
But the motherfuckers did it anyway. Also not the finish. Not the fucking finish. We seen two men backflip off the top of the cage. Literal top of the cage, blow his whole shit up, and kick out.
honestly, in real life they died. Because there's no way.
Yeah,
there's no way. There's absolutely no way, bro.
Like that, or the cutter could have easily been the end of the match. That's a crazy move. Yeah. And the thing, it's about the selling and it's about the ring psychology. And it just the match was great, sure, but there's no psychology. My biggest problem with it is that in this company, you can't win the match by leaving the cage like you can in WWE. Hence, like, Seth and Punk opening their door, whatnot.
Right.
Okay. So if you can't win by climbing the cage, climbing out of it, or walking out of it, Why would you ever climb the cage to begin with? Logically, why would you climb the cage twice?
Because you're jumping off of it.
Nigga, but why? There's no reason for
to inflict damage.
I hate this nigga so much. I'm gonna elbow drop you from the top.
You already have a barbed wire bat. You already have other weapons. Mm-hmm. You already have tacks. There's no reason logically to climb a cage to inflict more damage when you already have multiple weapons, and there's no reason to climb the cage.
I didn't have my weapon.
If they've been kicking out the whole time, then yeah, like
twice.
You got to kind of up
but
the.
You do it twice.
I had to climb the cage to get my screwdriver.
Because
he did climb the cage.
We get multiple stabs.
The goddamn screwdriver.
They both get stabbed in the fucking head like 5 times. What is going on, bro? It's a good match, but it's like, what the fuck?
I miss this nigga.
There's a word for it. There's a word for it.
Overkill?
There's a word for it.
It's definitely a little overkill.
What's the word, D?
I can't think of it. But there's a word. It's in my head. I don't want to say this. There's a word for it for people who
masochists
who get off on this. There it is.
Yeah, like you just love pain.
Enjoy the pain.
They enjoy the pain.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm just it like logically, like if you're like fuck the rest of the part. If you are in a fight and you are like that's like UFC people don't climb the cage. Like you're in a fight. You don't get any benefit from climbing it. You do it once, sure.
But in wrestling,
do it twice?
Because they climb it afterwards.
But to do it twice.
Yeah. Wait, was it twice?
Bro, yes, because they did a cutter off of the cage. And then they did the Spanish fly. That's 2 off the cage.
No, moves. He did the cutter. Ospreay didn't jump off the top of the cage for the cutter. He was like on the cage and jumped off the cage for the cutter. He didn't jump off the top of the cage.
Bruh.
And
okay.
Kyle was on the ground.
Right, okay.
Technically.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'll take that. That's still
so
like it just doesn't make any sense to climb a cage if you don't have to.
Yeah, I understand. Like if your intentions are not escaping, why the fuck are you climbing this shit? But I like I said, I think like the last one with the Spanish fly was because he grabbed his fucking screwdriver up there, which you already had multiple weapons in the match at that point in time. I don't know why the screwdriver would help, but I get it. Story wise, he didn't stab. They didn't took people's eyes out with the screwdriver. I get it.
Spanish fly off the cage is fucking crazy though. It's a very stupid move. I'm glad that they're both alive. Clearly they're both hurt.
Yeah.
But that is a very, very crazy ass move. I will commend them for it, but it was also dumb as shit.
Also, shout out to Fletcher. Fletcher put on a good show. He's actually maintained his build, even though it started off a little sketch at times. He's now a credible individual in the Callis family. He may not be the number one, but he's definitely somebody you could put inside of a TNT title reign or something like that.
Well, I mean, we honestly we need a new TNT champion. The TNT champion's been on the pre-show and he's been on Collision. He's not even on actually TNT.
Yeah, we gotta fix, and that's not Danny's fault either. I just think that they just didn't book that shit properly.
I mean, it's kind of his fault.
Speaking of not,
but I have a question real quick. Do you remember how this feud started? And it's not a trick question or anything. I know the answer.
That definitely.
It's not a trick question. I'm asking it because it's one of those things where this has been fucking almost 5 months, and it started off the most minuscule thing, and then it went to almost killing each other by doing a Spanish fly off of a fucking cage.
I'm trying to remember what it was. I just remember Fletcher cutting his hair off because he didn't want to be anything like Will Ospreay.
All right, yeah. So before that,
and I think
before
he didn't want to join a tag. He didn't want to join them.
Before that, they had a tag match and they lost that tag. It was for the titles. They lost it, and then that's when he stabs him in the head, and then the week later he shaves his. This all started with you didn't win me a tag team title. Fast forward 3-4 months. Styles clashing you into tax, and we're doing a Spanish fly off of a cage. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it went that just the trajectory from how it started to where we got is kind of fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, because even between that, he was like, I'm better than you. I don't need you. we don't need you, and you kind of just get a little bit, you start tuning your own horn a little bit, think you can beat the Billy Goat, and I believe he did.
I think Kyle got one.
I thought Fletcher got one.
Kyle got one win. It was before the tag. It was before the Grand Slam match. I'm pretty sure Kyle got a win. Which Kyle looked
had a little too much dip on his chip and ended up getting flipped off the cage.
Kyle looks great. He should grow his hair out. The bald isn't working for him and makes him stand out less. He should grow his hair out. It doesn't have to look like Will. But yeah, Kyle. I think Kyle.
He said look like Orton.
Yeah, Orton.
RKO light.
That's fine. You can still get hair. You don't need to You shouldn't need to look like Orton.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't this is similar how people were like, oh, MJF is a Temu Miz or Miz is a Temu MJF. You don't want honestly. I wouldn't want those comparisons. Like when people were like when Will Hobbs first started, 2019. They're like, oh, he's like Big E, or like when people are like Street Profits and Private Party, they're like the same. Like you don't want to fuck out, you don't want those comparisons. Like you want
those people are racist.
Well, yeah, the black example, the black ones were definitely racist. But it's just in general.
What do you mean? Oh, you guys are
like Street Profits, Private Party, the same people. It's like
two black people that like to dance. Oh man. No, I guess there's four. They like to dance. They have hip hop.
Terrible. Yeah, I don't know. Cope versus Mox should not have happened, and I'm gonna go on a limb here, and I'm going to say it's Cope's fault. Mox don't have bad matches like this.
Mox don't have bad matches like this.
Nope, it's Cope's fault.
Mox has the same match. He has the same match,
bro. He has the same.
He has the same match.
Cope's fault. 1000% Cope's fault,
bro.
You know how bad of a match it is for Mox not to bleed? This man didn't bleed in his own match.
He didn't bleed because there was two other matches that had so much blood. They're probably going to bleed.
That's probably why. That's
bleed
probably
this street match. I guarantee you. The fact that they have the audacity.
I forgot they're redoing
it. The unmitigated gall to run this shit back.
And nobody asked for it.
Nobody asked for the first one.
And because they're gonna retcon everything, this street fight will be a fucking fire match because they have to, regain their honor.
It's not gonna be fire, bro. There's gonna be.
You want to bet how it finishes? Can we place a bet on how it finishes?
What do you got?
Can we wait on that part? Can we go?
Okay, let's go through the match. Yeah, we'll finish our review and we'll talk about that then.
Because let's go through the match to prove that DT is right. And DT is not the first person to say it. All Moxley matches are the same, but this is no hyperbole. This is not a bit. They exchanged almost 65 forearms. They traded forearms. 65 to 70 of them just doing the forearm shit. What the fuck are we talking about? What are we doing here? You get to the point where to the point where Wheeler Useless comes out, and the crowd groans. Like, oh, here's this Home Moore guy coming out. He's probably trying to build a tent somewhere here. Crowd literally groans.
Well, he came off the street.
Yeah,
he walked in off the street.
Walked right in.
Yeah, I know. Y'all not gonna do Yuta like that. That's crazy. Yuta's not. That's crazy, bro. It's not Yuta's fault. Yuta prior to the Death Riders had mad fucking potential, and still does because he's very fucking much implemented in this goddamn story of whatever.
He has. I'm pretty sure Moxley at least has the choice to I don't think he's dictating if he can get a haircut or not. And if he is, then leave the group, nigga. Like, what are you talking about?
No, he's being rebellious. Everybody else in the group is bald. He's trying to, keep his youth. I get it.
I wonder why they all bald.
Stress.
Too much. Their testosterone levels high, bro. Or
being cut. I don't know. I can't even. There's not even mad spots that I was excited for with this match. They kind of to give three bangers back to back to back and then end with this. It just took the air out of the goddamn room.
Well,
this match should have definitely had the theatrics. This should have been the ref bump. We seen Death Riders come out the crowd, something of that sort.
That's
like
You wanted a bloodline
That's not
match
gonna-
with the Neo
Pretty
Chief?
much. pretty much.
That's what the Death Riders have
Yeah,
already.
pretty
First
much.
of all, that's what they've been doing. Like you could, what like it was. Death Riders were already trying to be Bloodline light, but I feel like him taking Roman's promo bar for bar was already very.
You
crucial.
said they were trying to be bloodline white. Is that what you said?
No, I said light, but Actually, I like what you,
Bloodline.
I like that.
Bloodline white is crazy.
I like that. But yeah, that dog. That's not going to save the match because honestly, it's no one wanted this match to begin with. Even diehards didn't. It's
I forget. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, what you want to talk about the interview with Tony Schiavone where the woman was like, "Y'all niggas know you gonna win." Because we can talk about that real quick.
No,
okay,
no,
all right.
no. Finish your thought, and I'm gonna tell you what. Yeah,
the problem is the pacing of the show. You can't follow that fucking cage match.
No.
The fact that the cage match was even able to follow the Toni Storm Mariah match was a blessing. This match
Facts.
should not have main evented. It was, again, if you count the pre-show, this was the 13th match. This was a 5-hour show. It didn't necessarily matter who was in, like, unless it was the Tony match or the cage match. No, everyone, any other match on this card would have gotten the same.
They check out.
You would have gotten the same. These motherfuckers have been sitting in these chairs for 5 hours, and then you get all this crazy dopamine because you see all this blood in the women's match, and then Kenny and Konosuke give you a heater, and then you got this cage match, so you're just getting dopamine after just filled with it, and then you get an interview as a cool down, and then the interview was just obviously there's been many jokes about what the interview when she was like, okay, wrestling's not real essentially, even though she didn't mean to say that is essentially what she said, and then you get this fucking shit. At this point, people are ready to go home, and then the way it ends makes it even worse because
let me
right.
tag me. This is where I gotta go. Tag me.
Christian comes out, and the crowd does go up.
Yeah,
and now you get the hot tag.
Tag me. Jesus fucking Christ, yo. Christian pops out. Right, he has a contract, and it's like, okay. He comes out. He actually smashes. I believe he smashes Edge in the face or Cope in the face, which technically could have been a DQ. Because how are you going to smash somebody in the face and ref don't call it? But it's neither here nor there. He smacks him in the face with the contract. Says, "I want to cash this in right now. I want to make this a triple threat." Nobody's dead. There's not a moment where like, oh, you hit him with whatever, and he's out. Nobody. Everybody's still up and gullible. Why would you use this opportunity to cash in? Niggas are still moving around. First. Second, he gets in and he looks to go after Cope. I think he's in the pin. He ends up pinning Cope because he hits his finisher on Cope.
He hits a spear on Cope and then Cope kicks out.
Yeah.
And then he hits an I'm prettier.
The I'm prettier pins him.
Kill switch now.
Mox comes out of nowhere. A kill switch comes out of nowhere and chokes this man out and he just passes out. And that's how Mox wins.
Real quick, this was 3 minutes after the cash in. About 3 minutes. All this shit happens to Christian.
So, and with this one in particular, I'm not on the fence. I understand it. I don't like the finish at all, but we got to flush this goddamn contract out. It's not being used. I'm pretty sure the story was what we talked about months ago, which was it was tied to Darby. And because Darby's on Kilimanjaro right now, it kind of fucked up your plan. So in order to not wait for Darby and just retcon this shit,
Everest,
we're gonna flush this fucking.
He is not in Africa.
I was being.
Oh, okay. Because he might get killed. I see what you did there.
I'm gonna fuck you up. But yeah, because Darby kind of fucked up their plans. At least that's what I'm thinking. You got to flush it out, get it out the system, and now it doesn't exist no more. First off, terrible usage of that. There was plenty of times where we could have changed that, but because we want to sit inside the Death Riders angle for so long, you kind of trapped yourself. Next time, just use that bitch the same night. Cool. The night that you get the contract, fucking use it. So I'm not mad at that. I am still curious about what the fuck's going to happen next pay-per-view because he faces Swerve, and you can't pull no Death Rider bullshit on Swerve. The man's mad hot right now, but is it also too soon for Swerve to win number 2? I'm not sure.
Swerve will be a part of this street fight that's coming up.
In if he's part of the street fight, where does it lean? Does it lean more side on Mox's side and he helps Mox win, or does he accidentally, get in Cope's way? Like, how do you see that happening? Cause I saw you had tweeted something, but I wanted you to say it on the pod.
Damn, I wish you would have said something because I don't even remember what I tweeted.
That's crazy.
You added that asshole in that tweet, if that's the tweet you're talking about.
Which one? What is it?
You added both Swerve and TK. You were saying essentially.
Anyway,
Look. All right, I'll break it down to you guys. Swerve is going to lose, and this is going to further set up him and Hangman becoming a tag team. Okay. Swerve is losing this shit, even though he probably shouldn't. This Death Riders thing is probably going to continue. If they decide to swerve us and Copeland wins, I still don't think Swerve is going to win.
No, hell no. Copeland shouldn't be the next champ. There's no way. So too many niggas should go ahead before Cope.
So Swerve is going to lose the match at Dynasty, and it's going to be because of some bullshit. And it kind of is what it is, man. And all this is Darby's fault. I mean, honestly, it's TK's fault for not being a boss, but all this is Darby's fault.
Not being there either. If what they said is true from multiple sources that he was not in control of like creative for the past like 5 months, also fucking crazy. But makes a lot of sense because shit was.
That is cap. That's super cap.
I found it.
What you got to do?
Damn, this shit was like 4 days ago. Swerve should. Oh, so this is when they posted it. I put Swerve should interfere. At least then the match will get a pop. I promise you, no one wants to see this match again. I'd rather see Swerve and Nana come out and the fans dance with no finish than sit through this match again.
Yeah, it was bad. Like I said, it also doesn't help Cope's like angle of him not wanting to take a pin because
I don't understand.
I don't understand. So, no, I know what the fuck happened.
Ego, man.
You watch this man you watch Roman pin 2 men at the same time, and that killed this nigga's momentum. His whole pride was killed because this nigga got pinned by 2 dudes. And I don't know if he was on. Never mind, I'm not gonna say that. But yes,
I wonder where that was going. He's on some Monet stuff. He doesn't want to put over other people. It is like that. That is what it is. Look,
Cap, stop throwing my lady in here like this. She's putting niggas over. That's crazy.
Who has she put over? Who?
The world, Craig. The world. Globally, she's the biggest woman superstar in the world, not just one promotion.
She is not bigger than Rhea Ripley or Becky Lynch right now. And Becky Lynch is
globally.
Yes, globally. You know what? Globally. Globally means everyone knows you in the street. I'm telling you.
You must be talking about Elon and Mars. You're not talking about the world.
She's not bigger than Rhea Ripley right now, bro.
Yeah, you can't even say that.
No. Let me reiterate. Her impact in different promotions globally is bigger than that of Rhea Ripley or any woman in WWE.
If you're a fan of each of these indie shows, you haven't seen her there since she's won that title. So what do you mean the impact? Ask someone from Rev Pro what the women's division looks like right now with that title being in America.
Rev Pro had their title on the Sherry show. Like that would have never happened without Monet.
Right.
Niggas are watching daytime TV and found out about Rev Pro. Like that doesn't happen.
But has it boosted the division? I haven't heard or seen anything about this division since then. She hasn't defended that title since she got it. I don't even know the other 2 titles she has. New Japan Strong and then whichever. I don't even. What's the 4th one?
The other one's tied to Rev Pro. It's like a double title thing.
Oh, sweet Christmas. Okay. Anyway, this is not about Mercedes. This is about Copeland, and it's been proven like what he's only lost 8 times since his return. 2 or 3 of them was from Roman. 1 was from Seth. 1 was from Randy Orton. 1 Malachi, and then none of them were clean. So that's why they're starting to call him Co-Hogan, especially based off the way that this match ends.
They
literally like
it's looking
Moxley wasn't going to lose, and Copeland was like, "I ain't trying to get pinned. What do we do here? Oh, let's throw your nigga under the bus." Cool.
Nah, that's what it looked like. That's what it looked like for sure.
Honestly, that's kind of what it is. And it's like, I have no problem with the failed cash-in. What I have a problem with was how stupid this fucking makes Christian look. Because it makes Christian look like so damn dumb that it's almost unbelievable. Because you've been in this company for 3-4 years already. You know what a cash-in is. Your previous company, you know what a cash-in is. Why would you, like, you're not Seth Rollins. Why are you cashing in to make it a triple threat? You could have just waited for the end of the match. And then you're like, and then they give us the explanation, which makes him look even more dumb. I didn't know it was going to be a triple threat. It's like, bro, like, what? You're a veteran.
Yeah, he was like, I thought I was going to have a match with Mox. He was like, I thought, basically, in turn, thinking that him cashing in would take Cope out the match and make it a 1v1 and not make it a
he said,
he said,
I thought it was going to be a 1-on-1 with me and Cope. How, Sway? Cope hasn't won the title yet.
He's not the champion.
He said, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So that it makes him look like, so when Nick Plain steps up to him, it makes more sense. Like, I buck up to you too. What do you mean? You're a fucking vet. You are a vet. You're a multi-world time champion. You had a world title in TNA, WWE, other places. You're telling me you don't know how to use you don't know how a cash-in works when a match isn't fucking completed? What the fuck? And then they didn't even.
Who looks dumber? Who looks dumber, Christian or Thunder Rosa?
Christian.
Sure.
Based on kayfabe.
Thunder shit wasn't in her control. That wasn't Thunder's. Yeah. That wasn't Thunder's fault. Christian shit is 1,000 his fault. In kayfabe story wise,
like
I don't really have.
Like Christian as a human being is fine. Christian the character is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I would never follow you. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean you didn't know it was becoming triple threat? You're a veteran.
You're right.
It literally makes me upset. Like, what are you talking about? It makes him look.
But that's why Nick Wayne popped off. You're right.
And then, but he didn't pop off enough because he's on some bitch shit. He literally. Christian said, "I send your mom back to Waffle House, nigga." Then what?
Back to Waffle House, nigga. I was like, "Oh, this nigga's tripping."
And he didn't. I wish someone would say that shit to my mom, bruh. What the fuck are you talking about?
I send your mom back to Waffle House. I was like, and you didn't super kick this nigga?
And then also spoke on his dead dad twice in the same fucking 5 minutes. That was a 5-minute segment. Yeah, you spoke on my dad twice, and then said you sent my mom back to the streets, nigga. I would have ended up there, bro. What are we talking about? And then Kip Sabian looking all pretty, he's just
He's like,
I got nothing to say.
Go off, nigga. Go off. Yeah. The best part about this match was how it was ended. Not the finish, but seeing Swerve do the Swerve stomp off the top of the railing. That was fucking tight to me. I like the tie-in of like, oh, after he wins, we see Nana in the curtains, and it's like, oh shit, my Nana just popped up. I thought it was going to end with Nana and Mox. I didn't expect this nigga to jump out the crowd looking like fucking Batman Beyond. That was cool. But that's pretty much it, folks.
I bet you that was last
minute.
That
is Revolution.
I bet you that was the last minute of this.
It had to be. It had to be. We had to figure something out to get the crowd back right.
And then even before the match started, fucking, I think it was what's that? Excalibur. He was like, the crowd's pretty quiet right now. Yeah, they've been sitting for 4 hours and they gotta watch this bullshit. Of course the crowd's quiet. Yeah. Why did you even acknowledge that? That
yeah.
You shouldn't even said it.
Why wasn't this just a street fight? The street fight would have made more sense. And
all that's going to happen is like, because like Claudio and Pac should be back by now. Them
niggas healed up.
A concerto shouldn't take you out for 3 months or whatever the fuck. Like they've been gone for 3 weeks already. They've been gone for a month already.
No. What if the concerto is like the pile driver? It's like their version of the pile driver. Just shelves you for like 8 weeks.
I mean, at least they'll sell something.
It would be realistic.
Okay, there you go.
It'd be realistic.
There's something to sell in this company. You can get set on fire. You can get hit by a bus. God forbid a chair hits another chair.
What if that's the AEW spot? Nobody can come back from concerto.
I mean, like, hey, it took 5 years, but that's the start. I give you a golf clap. But But overall,
Oh fuck.
I hope I didn't come off too nitpicky. Everyone loves the show, and AEW has a recency bias where every single AEW pay-per-view is like the best thing ever. The show was fine, but it was a 3-match show on a 13-match card. If you include the pre-show, and they got to figure out this pacing. Like, fuck the egos. It's very similar to what Triple H has been doing. Like, where it's like, hey man, it's about the better story. Like, I'm sorry, but like, there's a reason why you're getting Sammy and KO versus the Usos as opposed to Rhea and Charlotte. Even though Rhea and Charlotte was a fucking banger match. Like, sometimes you got to put the story first, and there was zero reason that this main event should have been the main event, especially with the way that we had with the cage match and Toni and Mariah. But yeah, other than that, like, everyone, I mean, according to the internet, motherfuckers loved it. So it's like you can only say so much. The sickos had loved it. But at least like everyone could agree that the main event sucked. That's the best positive of the show, is that even the diehards are like, what are we doing here? Everything else was fire or fine. It was mid, and not mid in a disrespectful way, but it was mid to great. And then you get this bullshit at the end. That's a good show.
Yeah,
it's a positive show, if you can say so. But
I think the last time I rated a pay-per-view, I think it was Elimination Chamber. I give that a 5. This one is probably sitting more around 3.7, 4, and only because that 3-match run was fucking solid. You said it's a 3-match show. I think it's a 5-match show. I think MJF, Swerve, Kenny, Ospreay, Toni. Like, I think that's 5 matches. If you had 5, that was your 5, and that was in the show. Perfect. But yeah, I got like a 4. I think the Bobby match and Okada and the main event kind of like soured me a little bit. Not bad matches, just like
the
pointless.
Last one was bad. You gotta stop the cap.
Last one was bad, but
I know that's your man's, but it's just not a good match.
It was bad. Like I said, I'm blaming Cope. I'm not blaming. He could have had a match with Pac, and that should have been.
That's
fine.
I'm
blaming
Cope. I'll give you that. That's fine. As long as you say the match was bad, I'll give you that.
If the next one's bad and it doesn't have Cope, we'll have a whole segment. I have a bloodline 15 about how Mox is fucking up right now.
What's your definition of bad, though?
It has to end in a roll up. It has to end in a roll up.
Let him. What's your definition of bad?
Well, like, for me, it's like if I watch a match, like when I watch the Edge or Cope and Mox match, they didn't have any chemistry. It's Mox is slowing it down for Cope. Like it didn't flow well. Like if I can take Cope out and put somebody else in, I know this match would be a banger. It's not on Mox, right? If it was Mox versus Brody, we have a fucking different story to tell. You would have had a good fucking match. Shouldn't have main evented, but still a good fucking match. For me, it's synergy, it's cohesiveness, it's like excitement. It's some of that spot, some of that is like, just a false finish and whatnot. This match didn't have like any of that for me. It was just lazy in my personal.
Okay, not to further put you on the spot, but if you exclude the Jimmy versus Jay match, can you give an example since starting the pod of what you would consider a match that you would either say bad or you just didn't
like? I would have to go through my list.
Okay, yeah,
there's definitely some matches I did not like,
because I feel like universally we all could agree that match was not good.
That was a bad
and then
match.
no one likes this AEW main event either.
I didn't like the Liv and Rhea Dom in the Shark Cage match. I didn't like that at all.
Okay, all right, I could see that.
And that's nothing against them. I just didn't like that match.
Yeah,
respect the jumper, but not for me.
Out of their series, that was easily the worst one. So I can easily agree with
that. That's the one I didn't enjoy. But like SummerSlam, where she like popped her fucking shoulder back in and shit like that, fucking fire. Bad Blood, cool. But yeah, that's about it, people. That's our Revolution review. We're gonna get up out of here. Once again, shout out to everybody who tunes in. A lot of y'all's checking it out on Apple out of nowhere, which is I respect it. Shout out to the iPhones. But yeah, Follow us on Twitter, Blue Sky, IG, TikTok. We're on all the socials at the Monday Night Wave. Definitely check us out. Check us out there. But I'm gonna get up out of here. It's been real. Catch y'all later.
Sweet.